told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
Is what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took At least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
He took at least 9 that we know about. And I'm not speculating because he told this to me himself.
It's what?
I said Malcolm alleged that some of Elijah's women were underage secretaries, and can you expound on that?
Yeah, well, I guess they were, because they were there. I seen them. I seen them myself. It's all true.
Good evening, messenger. You convinced us that you were the last messenger. How many other bastard children do you have?
Barbershop conversation, guys, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. JP over JQ, Birdman, Keno, Jeff Smith, Vegas, Yova, man. I appreciate y'all for waiting. I forgot to charge my damn second time. I forgot to charge my my computer. You know what I mean? And it was dead. So I genuinely apologize. So I had to let it charge for like 30 minutes so I can get some juice. And so yeah, I totally appreciate y'all coming through tonight. And boxing. Hey, I want to talk about this real quick, man. I just, and feel free to come in. What's up, Robert? Feel free to come in if y'all disagree. Assalamu alaikum. Appreciate you. This shit is retarded, man. I'm gonna say this. We're men, right? I'm 44 years old. I'm a middle-aged man. 2 kids upstairs, 7 and 4. Just went to bed. And I ain't gonna lie. I saw a video that said Ryan Garcia is a snitch on Instagram. And I said, Ryan Garcia is a snitch. What we talking about? So we Bloods and Crips now? What's up, man? How you feel, dog? Welcome back. We Bloods and Crips, y'all. So Ryan Garcia is a snitch. He ain't never wore a red flag or a blue flag, or so now regular people got to act like gangsters. We got to adopt their rules. And niggas on the internet, ignorant men. I don't even know what ethnicity they are, so I'm gonna clump everybody together. Are talking about a Ryan Garcia being a snitch. We really want to be gangbangers. Oh, we ain't got no integrity, man. We ain't got no integrity, man. Why would you even use the term snitch? If a person commits a crime against you, you call the police. Call the police. Yeah, I mean, it might be funny. It might be cute. Yeah, I get it. But the reality is, these are 5 to 6 immature young men who were acting like the Willie Lynch syndrome, and the media is acting like they on a slave plantation too. Oh man, rest in peace to that motherfucker, man. It's sad that little Ray got killed by that blood, man. It's sad, but no snitching, nigga, no snitching. No snitching. The intelligent people, man. I just sit here and it's sad, man. Ryan Garcia, not that kind of guy. Ryan Garcia, yada yada. I don't know what they saying. I didn't watch no other video on that. Anything that had that title on it, I wasn't watching it today. I said, it's sad. It's sad that grown men with jobs are calling Ryan Garcia a snitch. Grown men with a family, grown men with wives, grown men with stepkids, grown men that work 9 to 5, 12 to 8, third shift, second shift, first shift are calling Ryan Garcia a snitch. He ain't from that cloth. He really ain't from East LA. I'm just making assumptions. I don't know what they said. You know what I mean? He ain't really from the barrio. You know, he ain't built like that. He a nice guy, man. He gay, man. He gay. Ryan Garcia. If a person commits a crime against you, Ryan Garcia, call the police. Call the police. And then we glorifying this chain culture. How many houses you got? You got 4 houses? You got 5 houses? 6 houses? 7 houses? 8 houses? Your kids multimillionaires? You know what I mean? What we doing, y'all? What we really doing? Shit is ignorant, man. Shit is extra ignorant. And it's sad that grown men with families are talking about Ryan Garcia ain't built like that. He ain't this. He ain't that. Oh, Kyle, you want to come in? It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. It's sad. Meanwhile, they eating cornflakes for dinner. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I did it. But I'm making a point. You know what I mean? Just ignorant shit, man. It's not having trouble connecting. Oh man, my internet went out. Okay, there we go. It's back. It said my internet went out for a sec. But I don't know what we on, man. It's just a catastrophe, man. They are literally changing our DNA through the internet. Can you believe that? They're changing our integrity. They're moving the goalposts on integrity, character. You know what I mean? Oh, go fuck anybody. But it's a crime. They're gonna publicly destroy you if you cheat on your girlfriend, you cheat on your boyfriend, you know, twerk. It's cool to twerk, but don't touch her. You know what I mean? It's just ignorant shit, man. Like, you guys are fans of boxing and you're literally having conversations about a chain. You're fans of boxing. None of them niggas have fought. None of them niggas have fought. None of them have fought. And y'all are wasting y'all time talking about chains. What's up, Kyle?
What's up, Fred? What's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, listen, man. Chains are necessary, dog.
No, it's not. Oh, it's just ignorant. It's just ignorance. It's pure ignorance.
Hey, but Ryan Garcia, dog, why are you running up on folks, man, and then get mad when at their reaction to you? Like, why are you running up on me? You know what I'm saying? And then you can't. How you gonna talk trash and then when I do something to you, you go to the internet with a filter on crying?
Regardless of how I responded to it, why grown men glorifying the shit? Why grown men saying, "Oh, you ain't tough, man"? Tank from Baltimore. I don't know what they saying. I'm just making the assumption. I saw a bunch of titles today, and I'm like, it's sad. This is a sad culture where motherfuckers got shit around their neck that's depreciating. They got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 that really was kids and got all liabilities. All liabilities, man. What we doing? What we doing as a culture that niggas can talk on the line about chains and bracelets and say, I'm pro-black. Explain that. Explain that. It don't make sense at all. And I know you disagree when you got a chain, but I just think it's ignorant. I think I do.
I mean, I'm saying, well, you know, niggas want to shine, but that's what I'm saying though.
You want your last name to shine, or you want to shine? Because 4 of y'all can't wear one chain at one time. 5 of y'all can't wear that chain at the same time. 6 of y'all can't wear the chain at the same time. So you care about shining more than your whole family.
Now, it could be an heirloom. You could pass it down from generation to generation. That's been done before.
Heirloom?
That's not. Yeah, it's not like that's not like something that hasn't been done before.
I'm just gonna ignore that comment.
This my granddaddy watch, or you know what I'm saying, my grandpa ring or something. You know what I'm saying?
I just think it's just. I think men should focus on leading as a primary. Focus on leading. Why we focus on trying to, as you say, outshine motherfuckers? That's what we're doing. I'm willing to bet you when people have chains, I got me in it. You got background noise. You got.
Hold on, because
I'm willing to bet when men have chains on, my chain better than yours. I'm willing to bet you niggas be like, my chain better than yours. My chain this, man. I had to tuck my chain in because man, you was blinging. You was every time and then bling bling. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just saw this post on Instagram that said Ryan Garcia is a snitch. I said, Ryan Garcia is a snitch?
I'll see
I
a
don't
snitch.
get it.
He didn't even go to the police.
Well, I don't know what he did.
Well,
I'm just saying.
man, listen. A lot of times these titles are for clickbait, and they give you a whole nother scenario. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Every day I put boxing news and boxing updates, and then we end up talking about some race shit. Like, you know the name of my new channel is called TRS now, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. That's it. Huh?
Explain. TRS. What does that stand for?
The race section, because somehow or another we always get on race. You know what I'm saying? Hey, your name changed too from barbershop conversations to race conversations.
Probably. Especially this week.
Listen, man. Dude, you can't even get past it, man, because it just pop up. Even when it ain't even warranted to pop up, the shit just pop up, like, you know. But yeah, so that's what I'm saying, man. For me, man.
How do you count?
34. 34.
Okay. Yeah, 34. Yeah, Charles Barkley.
Yeah, Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, okay, him too. Yeah. I just think it's just pitiful, like man. Yeah, as you should. I just don't understand it. Like it's like a soap opera now. He changed. I just saw the titles on my YouTube shit today, and I was like, yo, what are we doing? What are we really doing? And when you hang up, you got 3 kids looking at you, 2 kids looking at you. You have 4. I didn't get a chance to watch your show today, but it's just.
Oh, we didn't talk much about the chain snatcher, and the thing was, I basically was just saying how he didn't really snatch his chain. That was my video. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was explaining to them, like, how, chains, they have these locks on them. So you can't just snatch a chain off somebody's neck. You're going to snatch their whole entire body.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I just gave a tutorial about the whole he got his chain snatched scenario. Where I was saying, like, he didn't get his chain snatched. He probably just grabbed his chain, and that's about it. But he didn't snatch it because it's too hard to snatch a chain nowadays. If you got, you know what I mean? Like, if you got the kind of money they got, I doubt you got the little regular, like, clamp. You know what I'm saying? Keep it together.
Don't do okay. Yeah, so it's like that blockchain or something like that.
Yeah. So basically, you got the same type of chain, right? Where it's got that big ass lock on it. So you can't just rip it off somebody's neck like how they used to do back in the day. They gotta take it off. Like somebody they gotta unclamp it and take it off. They can't just snatch the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And see, my other chain that's like that, the lock is even harder to get off. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta slide it in and then clamp it. It is, yeah. So I'm like, dude, you can't fucking just snatch your chain off my neck.
I'm just gonna tell y'all now. Yeah, we got that background feed. Is that if your whole family not eating with it, you shouldn't be buying it. That's all I'm saying. You can argue either way. You can go up and down. You can say a chain is an heirloom, an asset, or whatever you want to call it. This chain culture is becoming an epidemic, man. It's like every other week we're talking about a rapper's chain, or and then we complain, when they call us niggas. Oh man, that's racist. Nigga, you acting like a nigga. You look like a nigga. You got more pictures with your chain than with your kids. You got more pictures with the chain than you doing manly stuff.
Well, thank God that's not Carl Davis. But this is what I'll say to that though, Fred.
Mm-hmm.
If everybody's taken care of, everybody eating, you can get your chain. You can get your little chain. You know what I mean?
I mean, sure. I mean, it's totally your life. I'm giving you my interpretation. My opinion is.
Yeah. But Fred, this is conservative Fred talking. This is 40 and above Fred. This ain't 20
Right.
something Fred though. This, you know what I
It's
mean?
not exactly
this is
right.
hindsight 2020. This is Monday
Oh, it's
morning
always
quarterback.
at my age, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I say it, because I don't want 25-year-olds making bad investments. You're absolutely right.
Gotcha.
So I gotta be like, I can't come on here and give you 90%. Oh man, just be 90%. No, you got to be 100%, whether you agree with me or disagree. You know, I just think that it's so important that we see big picture. And if you a man and have kids, you better see 4 generations down the line. If you just thinking about your kids, you kind of weak.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, most
You got
definitely.
4 generations down the line. The most beautiful thing that I believe that I've done is, one, had kids. As of right now, I believe I picked the best partner I could possibly pick. And I'm thinking about, like, my kids, my family never ever working a 9 to 5. Period. No one with the last name of Hawthorne will ever work a 9 to 5. A 9 to 5
Unless
where
they want to, right?
they can do what they want.
Yeah.
I'm just
No,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like if they find a career where they want to get into it.
Sure. Like
You said like they don't have to if they don't, you know what I mean? I got you.
I'm not there yet in terms of 4 generations and 5 generations, but if I give Lincoln the information and Lincoln puts it into play, which I believe he will, which I believe Kennedy will, my last name is set. I'm basically the Hawthorns are basically, starting from this point moving forward, I'm the Kennedys. I ain't lying. Like, it's set. You know what I mean? If they stick to the plan, if they don't get strung out on drugs and have baby mama drama, and you know,
Yeah.
I only can teach, you know.
Yeah.
And but if they stick to the plan, they good. And I think that should be our mindset. See, we come on here every day and say this and say that. And Mike's question to you is, what are you doing in your community? What are you doing in your household? Are your kids married? Did your kids have multiple baby daddies, baby mamas? Is your son sticking his, I mean, like you said, I'm 44, right? So you're absolutely right. Hindsight is 2020. And I wouldn't want a 25-year-old wasting his semen, wasting his time with bullshit. You know what I mean? And so that would be my implementation, and move with honesty. That's the one thing that I can say is that I move with honesty. You know what I mean? There's nothing that no one can tell me and then and look at Dre and say, "Oh, Fred," Dre gonna be like, "Okay." Like it's nothing. No stone is unturned. Dre and I are great communicators, and it took time to get to this space, but we're great communicators, and that's what I would tell people, man. But if you're not thinking 4 generations down the line, shit, I don't know. I don't get it. I really don't. And I didn't have this mindset at 25, but because I'm 44, I want you to have this mindset at 25. I want our kids to meet somewhere in Bora Bora and be like, Hawthorne? Davis? Hawthorne? Davis? Holy snap. Our great grandfathers used to do this show on YouTube together. Oh shit. That's crazy. Imagine that. That's the reality.
That's a fact. That's a fact, man. And listen, I don't disagree with you a lot, man. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, I think right now, because of the age, a lot of the times that's what niggas got. That's what niggas want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes growing up, man, a lot of times you ain't never had shit, and everybody has shit, and you ain't have nothing. So once you get something, it's like I'm trying to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do it to the max. You know what I'm saying?
If you don't have it, what you should be trying to do is have it forever. Right, that's the dumbest shit ever when people say, "Oh, when I didn't have it as a kid, so I wanted 13 cars when I was an adult." Nah, that's capitalism, man. That's that capitalism narrative. No, you make sure you can do it forever when you have nothing. I told Lincoln showed me a $13 million plane. I said, do what you need. Do what you need to do. At night? It's a funeral?
No, man. So it was this pimp.
Who?
Pimp in New York.
Oh, I'm losing you. Anyway, the story is not that important, but I said it without flinch. I can't afford a $13 million plane right now. I said, don't worry about it. Mommy and daddy will get it for you. Keep going. I can't afford no $13 million plane, dog. But I gave him that belief. You know what I mean? The expectations. Like the expectations, the baseline is a $13 million plane. If daddy comes home with a chain on every day, that's daddy's goal. Daddy's goal was the chain. Daddy's goal wasn't to give us out of poverty. That's what I believe. I just think this chain culture is just out of hand, dog. I saw a video of Floyd buying $1 million chain. I'm like, why? Your fighters ain't fought.
Hey, that man, I don't even think he be buying that shit, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I be thinking that shit either it's leased or somebody was just like, let me just act, you know what I mean? Because ain't no fucking way, bro.
Yeah. Regardless, it's going to inspire someone to buy it. It's going to inspire someone to say, man, I want to change just like Floyd. Let me explain something to y'all. Personalized chains. And please don't think this is an attack on you, Kyle. I know you don't, but I want the audience to think that this is just what I believe. And Kyle and I have had conversations when the show ends and stuff like that.
No, I was saying
you're breaking
thousands.
up.
We talk.
Okay.
I said we've
All
had
right.
thousands of
I just want to be
conversations.
clear. I don't want people to think, oh, Fred, hey, no, this is what I believe in my heart. Like when Floyd and you and other people, many other people have personalized chains. It ain't worth shit. You lose like it's 50% of the value, 40% of the value. There's nothing you can do about it. All you can do is melt it. All you got to do is watch the price of gold every day and see if it goes up or go down. When it's up, you sell. When it's down, you hold on to it. That's it. You got to watch gold every day. That's the reality of it.
I don't know, man.
You breaking up.
And now, man, niggas don't even like enjoy the hustle and get the shit on their own. They want to take the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Say it again. I'm sorry.
I said people don't even like. You know how like when
We can't hear you. You got a bad connect. You on your way to work.
Hold on.
You on your
You hear me now?
Yeah, sure. I hear you.
No, I was saying like, you know,
In a second now.
Hold on. I'm gonna walk about this car.
Let me bring him in. Go ahead. What's up, Anthony?
What's going on, Fred?
Hey, how you feel?
I'm all right, man. I just listening to y'all. I just tuned in, but when you have to look at it from where people are right then, you know, because I mean, I'm like you now. I mean, I wouldn't be caught wearing a big gaudy chain or anything like that, but I tried that stuff when I was younger, you know, 18, 19, 20, 22. You know, I had herringbones and ropes and all that type of stuff, but I tried it once I started in a different path, you know, like a career, then I felt I didn't feel comfortable wearing that stuff. You know, I mean, I was dealing with a different type of clientele, you know, things like that, you know, so they were real conservative people. So I didn't feel comfortable being seen, you know, like that. So, you know, those people that you're talking about, they're just leading a whole nother type lifestyle, you know. I mean, so their reason for buying things like that is, you know, to be eye catching, you know, to be like, you know, loud, you know, to be a loud, you know, just like somebody walking in a big bright suit. So, you know, they just they get their money a different, you know, different type of way. Right. So that's what appeals to the crowd that they're, you know, they're getting their money, you know. I mean, you know, those are the people that are paying them. So
I get you.
You know, that's the reason why they have to do it, you know, or not have to do it, but that's the reason why they choose to do it. And I heard somebody today, I don't know what show it was, but it may have been the Boxing Boys. I'm not sure, but somebody described it as, you know, the athletes want to be rappers and the rappers want to be athletes. I don't know where I heard it. I heard it on some platform. I'm sure.
It's in a song too. And Jay-Z said that. Like that.
Yeah. So you know that's just that's where that's coming from. You know. So when you cross over the two, I mean that's what you get, an athletic rapper looking guy. You know.
Right.
Or you get the rapper that's, you know, out there acting like he can shoot ball because he played a little bit or something. I don't know, man. Just weird stuff. But yeah, it's all just based on where you are in your life. You know? And then if you look at it now, they're making it so they're pulling all that into the mainstream now. You know, like it's crossing over. So you'll see somebody that's a business person. I mean a businessman like yourself, and you you know, they'll have on this flashy stuff. You know, I mean, I'm a car dealer. That's my trade, and it's
Beautiful.
a lot of. I mean, it's such a saturated market, you know, nowadays. You know, because you got these guys.
In the shower first.
Huh?
No, go ahead. I was bringing them in. Go ahead.
Yeah, you have these guys, these, you know, young guys and stuff, man. You know, they're just. It's almost like you would think that they're probably you know, like laundering money, you know, because the car business is a good way to launder money. But anyway, you know, they're not really serious about the business, but they're making money and they're dressing how they want to dress. You know, I mean, it's just different. You know, so it's crossing over. Yeah, that's what I want to add to it.
What's going on, Fred?
Hey, what's up, Kane?
I don't know, man. It's not good out here. It's sad over here, bro.
It's sad where in Florida?
In Miami, bro. Our quarterback
Why?
died.
What happened? Who?
Our quarterback died on the field today.
Oh, you scared me, man. You scared me right now. I'm like,
he looked like he died, bro.
Man, didn't he?
I mean, they said he's flying back with the team. I don't know how the hell. I don't know what doctors they're paying, but something ain't right here. How's he flying back? Like, the man looked like he almost died.
Facts. Yeah, he was frozen, wasn't he?
Frozen. He didn't move for like 15 minutes.
He shouldn't have been out there. He got his head fucked up 2 days ago.
Yeah, they're trying to win it too, man. I think they're done.
Yeah.
The whole city was hyped.
Hey, real quick, Fred. Every time I say something, it's some nigga shit that takes place, bro.
What happened?
Look at what I just sent you. Look at the shit I just sent you, bro.
You bought some handcuffs?
Look at the fucking handcuffs, man.
Yeah, they're diamonds and all that.
What the fuck is wrong with people, man?
I mean, it's no difference. He got all that personalized jewelry on. It's just stupid, man.
Nah, nigga, that ain't the same. That ain't, nigga, a chain is not the same. Did some iced out fucking handcuffs, man.
It's the same thing.
The personal to him?
It's the same thing. It's just retarded. How are we gonna grab ourselves? How are we gonna pull ourselves by the bootstraps and get us out of poverty? And we got these motherfucking chains on. And we trying to stun on one another.
You can't help everyone, Fred. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, and it sucks too when you gotta, you know, you can't have nice things, but you gotta know your environment though. I don't know. I feel like if you walking with money and you know it, there's always gonna be less fortunate people out there. You don't know who it could be. You know what I mean? But that chain shit, like, I went through that phase when I was younger. When I first started getting some real money, I had to go get me a chain. I got me I don't know if y'all remember back in 2000s, Jacob Watch Company. I got me a Jacob. I had me a fresh Jacob.
Nigga.
I had a real Jacob, bro. I paid a couple bands for that shit. I had a real Jacob, but I bought a grill, all that shit. But at the end of the day, I lost half of that shit because I'm just retarded like that, you know. Like I be losing my shit. So, and then once I saw people becoming a lick and shit. Oh yeah, I don't need this. Like this is extra. But I mean, at the same time, when you make it to a certain point, I mean, sometimes it is just like it's like a trophy. You know what I mean? It's that championship trophy. It's that championship ring. Like, yo, I'm not broke no more. I made it. I can buy something nice for myself. And you just gotta be careful out here, man.
That's why they all buy the chokers and all the chains. It's like a status of like I made it, like you said, Max. Dude.
I mean, tell me. I mean, there's very few people that you can say have that same wealth that they had in 2000 when throwback jerseys, chain.
I had all them too, all the jerseys. I had every jersey.
You know what I mean? Jerseys are jerseys, but I'm just saying their jerseys only $50,
$60,
$100.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I almost got stripped because I had a white Deion Sanders Seminole jersey. And some motherfucker wanted that shit from me bad. I was like, yeah, I'm out this bitch. I saw him plotting. I saw him talking to his homies. Oh yeah, they gonna get me. I was out. That was a rare one though. But I mean, you know, it's just, if you live in different neighborhoods and different environments and a different culture, you don't have to worry about this shit. This is a specific culture that is involved on both sides of the coin on this shit. It is one that nobody wants. Like, it's just nobody wants to touch on it. That's why I fuck with you, Fred, because you touch on the shit that is so taboo. It's supposed to be like the unspeakables. You feel me? Like, you know, like the fact that soul food is probably one of the unhealthiest things you can fucking eat, but it's delicious. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're not supposed to speak about it. You're never supposed to speak about the negative sides of this shit. It's everyone else's fault. Nah. It ain't a bunch of white dudes out here robbing everyone for their fucking jewelry. All these cases you see, it ain't that. You get a couple in the mix, but overwhelmingly, when you start doing the numbers, you know where it lies. So I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? I mean, a lot of these dudes want to, be a part of this shit, but there's a lot of danger that comes with it. And at a certain point in life, you do got to grow up and realize it's not what it is. I understand if you're an unguided youth, maybe you don't know no better. But once you have your own family, maybe a wife, some kids and shit, like, what are you doing?
That's beyond me, man. Like, hey, you got kids? Huh?
Hey, some of these motherfuckers putting chains on their kids.
Yo, let me tell you a story. Damn. Okay. Who gives a fuck? So, I take Lincoln to basketball practice. I told this story, I think last week, maybe. Lincoln is 7, excuse me. 7. And 2014. Yeah, okay. And he's playing, he's working out, and all of a sudden, this kid before him, same age, kids are between 5 and 7. His ears were pierced. I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "The kid it's a boy." I said, "His ears are pierced." Next thing you know, he's gonna want to get his eyebrows done, his nose pierced. He gonna dye his hair. His pants gonna be tight. They gonna be halfway off his ass. He gonna want the new iPhone. You got to instill the integrity and disciplines in these kids before you make them cool. You have to. It is no other way around it. Stop making your children cool. Make them disciplined. Disciplined, not cool. We are playing with our kids. We are doing this experimentation with our children. Oh man, yeah. Let's try this, man. Let's go buy him these $200 Gucci shoes. You in a 1-bedroom apartment.
It goes further than that, Fred. Out here, the motherfuckers is putting bandanas on their little toddlers, having them in music videos and shit.
Yo, I saw that shit. I posted that niggas with little kids with guns. But that's what I'm saying. When you pierce their ears, that's what happens. They immediately become NBA. You pierce your 6-year-old son's ear, he's instantly NBA young boy.
That's crazy because when I was younger, I hella wanted to get my ears pierced. This is back before people even did both. When you can only do the left because the right meant you were gay, like back in that day, like because Jordan has his ear pierced, Barry Bonds had his ears pierced. So I'm like, I want to be like that. And my pops would not let me. None of my brothers, none of us have piercings of any sort. And my sister-in-law does piercings for a living. None of us have our ears pierced or anything else. And I'm glad at the time I didn't know no better. I'm glad that at least they stepped in on that. Like, nah, you ain't doing that shit. And then now I'm older. I'm like, damn, I'm glad I don't have my ears pierced. I don't got a nose piercing, a little eyebrow piercing, all them weird shits. You feel me? Like, I mean, I don't know. It is a cultural thing, but then it's also like, since when were earrings for men? You know what I mean? It's just kind of like that thing where now it's common. Now I think probably majority of, at least in this culture out here, have their ears pierced or tattoos in high school already. I mean, which means that the parents signed off on it, or at least let it go down, or someone did it in the back room somewhere. But
kids with 16 if they got their ears pierced at 6, they getting a tattoo their sophomore year in high school. That's a guarantee. Oh yeah, they fucking. Oh, they fucking, they ditching, they smoking. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, they doing all that shit. Lips discolored at 20. Imagine having a child lips discolored at 19. Ain't even lived yet. And every time they look at him, every
probably doing it
time.
in front of the child.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm with all
What's
that.
what's the lips discolored shit? Fred, is that, am I missing? What's
black when your lips start turning black because of smoking?
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
I've been smoking since I was like 16.
But this didn't just start, Fred. Like I'm surprised you so surprised about this.
Well, I have kids now, so it's different. And you're also talking to a man who's never drank, never smoked, no piercings, no tattoos, because I understood in college. I would even say maybe 11th grade, I figured it out. Like, oh shit. I understood socioeconomics in 11th grade because I went from South Central LA to living on Mar Vista and Culver Boulevard. I went from Fremont High School, Washington, got kicked out of Washington High School, went to Fremont. My stepfather died, and we went to and I went to Venice High School. So I guess subconsciously that taught me, you know what I mean? And my sophomore year, my junior year, my roommate was a crackhead. I mean, he was a functional crackhead. He ain't like sniffing coke in front of him, but you know, he do the college drugs, you know. And
he smoked the pipe or he sniffed coke.
I think he did the pipe. He did the pipe.
Yeah,
and he never did it in front of me, but you can see the body language and all that shit. And I'm from the inner city, so I understand all that shit. And now he's strung out now.
Man.
Yeah. And
I had a friend I went to college. He died. He was a user. He played ball and everything. I was totally shocked. I hadn't seen him in a long time. And when I did talk to one of the guys who was from the same area, he told me, man, he's gone. And he was on drugs. I was taken by that. I mean, that took me by surprise for sure.
Yeah, because I understood I don't know where it come from. Maybe it's my grandfather. I'm gonna give my grandfather all the credit. I understood that I have to create these competitive advantages. And I know I'm an outlier, don't drink, don't smoke. But at some point, you got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I am not where I want to be. I have these deficiencies in this area of my life. I have these conversations with myself all the time.
Yeah.
I'm weak in this area. I'm strong in this area. I got to get up 35 minutes early if I want to do this. I can't take time away from my kids. I got to get up at 5 o'clock before they get up at 6.
Yeah.
You know, like I know hindsight is 20/20. So I'm speaking to all these young kids as if like I'm a perfect man. No, I'm not. But what I'm saying is I got to give you the perfect solutions. You know what I mean? The perfect scenarios. Many of us may fall short, but I'm not going to say, you could smoke a little bit. You could drink a little bit when I ain't never done it. Whole family strung out. My cousins made millions of dollars on drugs. My cousins have killed over 20 people, 25 people. All my male first cousins did it at least 20 years. I came to California, came back, all my cousins in jail. I left when I was 8. I came back when I was like 11 or 12, spent the summer with my grandfather. I had no cousins to play with. Just my sister and I swear to God, swear before Jesus Christ, all my cousins in jail, and the women are knocked up.
Yeah.
Male is the only one that got married out of my cousins that I can remember.
Yeah.
She married an African or a man with an accent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I forget. I don't know what he was. We didn't have a relationship because she was in LA. I mean, she did live in California for a minute, but I never had a relationship with him because I was so young. She was like a 10-year cousin older than me, you know. So when I was 13, she was popping them out. She was married. She's the only woman that I know that got married and had all her kids by one man. The only person in my generation, let's see. Me and her are the only ones that I could think off the top of my head. Same partner.
You know what's funny, Fred?
Uh-huh.
When you start to try to break that not generational curse, but like that family cycle, how people look at you funny, man. Like when you just start doing like your own family, they'll start asking, "What you mean you don't smoke, man? What do you mean you're not partying?" Like they'll
Think you
look
better
at
than
you
us?
as if they'll look at you as if you're doing something that's odd. You know, it's crazy. This is something I noticed that I went through personally in my life when I started doing change. It was like, oh, you don't do this? Like people get amazed to see that I've never smoked, not even a cigarette. The first thing that come out their mouth is, "Oh, you're lying."
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not lying. Like,
by the way, that's a great picture. You and your seed. That's a great picture. Those are my favorite pictures. I see. That's awesome.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, just because everyone else is doing it or has done it doesn't mean it has to be the norm. And it's crazy that it's like our community, black and brown, the norm is always negative. You know, oh, your kids don't have tattoos or your kids don't have charges. And so it's normal to see your neighbor at the courthouse with down there for their son while you're down there for your son. Like that shouldn't be the norm.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great point because I was just thinking about that based on a couple conversations we had the past couple of days. But this whole like when I was younger, you know, being around my brother, some crack.
You got to come out and come back. Is that you? Yeah, let me see.
That me?
Yeah, I think that's you. Yeah, that's you. Let me kick you. That's you. Kyle, you still here or you out of here? You at work? Yeah, Kyle.
I'm here. I'm still here though.
Okay, cool. Go ahead, Juan.
No, I was waiting for I was going to let Max finish what he was saying, but like I think he's back.
Oh, that's you, Juan.
That's me cracking.
Yeah, man, that's you, dog. That's you.
Yeah.
Kick you out, man. Come back in it.
No, but I was gonna say like growing up, you know, being in the culture I was, dressed the way I was, talked the way I was, all that shit. First thing I always hear is you're trying to act black. You're trying to act black. And I always tell people, how the fuck do you act a color? Is that's
you, man? Man, that's you, man. Let me kick you out, man. Y'all motherfuckers, man. Y'all, you gotta go off that Wi-Fi. Wait a minute, is that me?
Do move again, Fred.
Mic check. No, it's not me.
That ain't you.
Max.
That was Max? Okay.
Max, his shit been fucking up all day.
Okay, good. Oh, he
mic check. Mic check. Am I clear?
All right, yeah, you good. That's Max, man.
Yeah. Nah, man. I just was, you know, I be watching and a lot of times I catch it because I'm on the East Coast late. But you when you were saying what you were saying about the, you know, your son or your kids trying to follow the fad, man, that really hit home because I've had that conversation with my son who's now 13. And even his mother was like, well, why can't he do this? Why can't he do that? Like, not to throw all the racing and everything, but as a young black man, he's gonna be perceived a certain way. Yeah, if he get dreads, you know, what comes with that? How people look at him. And I've had long dreads down to my ass. And I remember times just getting picked up, not getting jobs. I remember not being able to get a cab. I would be in the richest part of DC, not being able to get a cab because I had dreads. I would have to hold my money out in my hand, a wad of money out, just for the cab driver to trust me. So I'm like, you know, I don't want my child to have to go through that. But for some reason, people just think it's easier. Well, it's not for some reason. It's just easier to follow the norm.
All right.
Yeah, I think about this. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you asked where did this come from or anything like that, Fred. But when you think about it, I remember when I probably was about 18, and me and one of my friends were, you know, hanging out or whatever, probably doing something we didn't have any business doing, but we ended up on like a nightclub parking lot, and I don't even know how we were supposed to just be able to walk in this nightclub. at 18.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lot of people going in there, people that we knew. So he said, "Let's go in." And I didn't even think about how are we gonna get in because of our age. But I was looking at what I had on. Like, I just got on a t-shirt, some jeans. Like I've been out hustling all day, so I didn't feel clean. And he was like, he was like, "Look, you got your chain on, He was like, "Man, we hustlers. Let's go." So it's like when they say, man, it is a lifestyle type thing, man. And that stuff comes from the streets. All the stuff you see now, even the rappers, who are they trying to emulate? What are they talking about in their songs? It's a drug dealer type thing. It's cool now to be, or I say it was really cool when I was coming up. The drug dealers, the people getting all the money, spending all the money, having the nice cars, that were young, like our age, 16, 17, 18-year-old people, man. They had a lot of things. So, that's just kind of how a lot of that generation, or the generation I come from, I say grew up. So if you didn't change your lifestyle and you stayed with that, and that's what you thought was cool, or what you think is cool, then that's what you're going to put on your kids, and then those kids are going to put it on their kids, and it just keeps going on. And when you look at how the rappers took on that persona, what else could you expect? And then the rappers took it on, and then what do you have? You got the athletes want to be the rappers, and they take it on. These are all the people that are on TV on a regular basis.
Right.
Hey, also you got to think too, there's an untold story to like the wearing chains, the nice rides, and popping that money. Years down the road, the same people that I saw had the nice chains and nice rides and whips and shit. They were either strung out on their own supply, they were either dead or in prison. And the mamas that I saw at those clubs that looked all nice and shit, they had bootloads of babies, no baby daddies. I'm not saying that's how everybody ends up, man, but when we're young, we don't think about it like that. This is just a lot. I wish I could go back and get all the money that I spent in the clubs, on the liquor, on the just trying to show out and boast and brag about what I got, man. I wish I could get all that back, because now it's not worth it. It's definitely not worth it. And I'm glad I got my tattoos in certain places, because most people, they'll look at you and they're already judging you, especially when it comes to a job, because you got all these tattoos and stuff. They're wondering, like, I wonder what kind of person is he going to be, like a customer service person talking to these people by the way his tattoos all over his forehead and stuff. That's the backlash of what you're going to get when you do certain stuff like that. Not also these chains, but they're deadly if you think about it. Ain't nothing wrong with having a little small rope or something here and there, but you're advertising to the person that wants that. And they're not thinking about how they're going to get it from you. They're going to get it by any means necessary, because they're starving for it. You don't want to show everything you got, man. Say something for yourself.
Yeah, that's true, man. But I think like all that started with us trying to we wasn't accepted. I'm not gonna say my generation, but maybe the generation before me. They weren't accepted by what was common standards. So they bucked back at it and they created what was cool for themselves. But then we tended to get lost and confused and lost in that reality of what we're really trying to achieve, and became comfortable in this world that we created for ourselves. And
I remember, you're right. I remember
there's nothing
back.
wrong with throwing on a suit. There's nothing wrong with throwing on a tie. Like, I'm probably one of the few of my friends that can tie a double wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, but and people will look at it like, man, how did you do that? Or why would you do that? Because it's the right thing to do. And when you talking about the tattoos and all that, yeah, of course, it messes up your suitability. At least I had enough, like me personally, I had enough hindsight to be like, man, I don't want none of my tattoos where you can see it at. Just because I was taught as a real criminal, you don't need nobody to be able to pick you out. I remember when I had my dreads and the police came and said, man, you the one who robbed the Ace check cash and spine? I was like, nah, bro. Like, you ain't gonna put that on me. They said, well, it was a dark-skinned guy with dreads with a black t-shirt, blue jeans. I'm like, but damn, that's everybody on the corner. Fuck that. My shit got to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just got to do something. So, one, I look acceptable. And two, you know, I won't be like everyone else. I think our children and our celebrities and everybody, a lot of, especially like our athletes and our musicians, they never really was out there, man. They never seen it. Because if you've been through it, you do everything you can to get your kids away from it, man. Like the most beautiful thing my mother did, she sat down and told me and my brothers, me and my two brothers, she was like, listen, man, I ain't think y'all was gonna make it. All y'all been shot up, stabbed up, locked up. All three of y'all got great jobs. All three of y'all good fathers raising y'all kids. And I look around, I'm like, but damn, none of our sons or none of our daughters ever been to the projects. Where we came from, they never even walked down that street. Because we don't want it to be that way. It's something for us to get away from, not to come back and be like, yeah, you know. Now, granted, my oldest boy, I took him when he started feeling like he was big and bad. I was like, you think you bad? It's kids out here who ain't eat all day. They gonna take your fat ass lunch money. You know, you keep playing. But when you really out there, man, you don't want your kids around that. You know, when you really doing that and you really been through it, you don't want to go back and see it because it's so much pain.
You on mute, Fred?
Hey, but I'm gonna say this though. I tell Fred this all the time. His generation is what hurt us, starts the community.
Man, your connections was hurting us tonight, Kyle. Goddamn.
Facts. And hey, Cal,
the pot calling the kettle.
Hey, Cal, you can't say
that wasn't me. My shit was on mute.
Hey, Cal, you can't say that about Fred because me and Fred's the same age. He's probably a year older than me. But shit, we can't. The same stuff y'all seeing, we already seen it. We tried it. Well, I tried it, but shit. After I got old and started working these damn jobs, man, either I'm gonna get a pair of Jordans or I'm gonna put some food in my refrigerator. I couldn't keep up with those dope boys no more. Shit, and I started trying to find me the best job after best job after best job till I got lucky. A guy saw me working and he liked the way I work. Shit, he set me up where I got my own business now, where I work for myself. I ain't trying to be in the streets. They can think I'm a dope dealer or whatever. I ain't trying to be in the streets.
Fuck these streets, man. Catch the freeway, man. Man, fuck these streets, man. Man, let these motherfuckers. What?
But at the same time, Fred, if that is where you grew up your whole life and that's home, then that technically is what made you who you are. Then you gotta show some type of love back to the shit. You can't
kids,
just abandon shit.
I show them to the kids.
Or investing. You got to. I mean, feel.
I ain't got no money to invest. So.
No, I'm talking about time, money. It's about time, money.
All the time, yes.
Don't go back to enable them. Hey, let's go smoke down on Crenshaw. You're enabling them. You got to go back as the man that you are, not the man that you were.
And you know what?
And I don't know how it is in y'all cities, but at least like where I'm at, man. When I go around my way, man, I get uncomfortable. I can sit out there for a good probably 10, 15 minutes. It's like, man, I'm not about to catch a bullet, bro. Nah, fuck this. Like, I'm not running from nothing. The police ain't throwing my face in the dirt no more, telling me not to move. You're not going to yell and scream at me. I'm a grown man, and I'm not about to get caught by a random bullet. So when I do come through, it's a quick, hey, how y'all doing? What's good? Yeah, we all good. How your moms? You know, okay, you heard about this job? Let me tell you about this job. Call me Monday. I'm gonna put you in person with the person for the job. I might do something like that, but and you know, they might say, hey, listen, man, it's goofy, or I'm a clown, or you know, I done got bougie or ran off. But bro, when you catch them hot slugs and you had your face thrown in the dirt every day, you don't want to keep going through that, bro.
Yeah,
peace. Like when people say, "Oh, Fred, you ain't hood." In my mind, I be laughing like, that's a compliment to me. I've grown. Like, I be like, man, but I egg them on. Fred, you ain't from the fucking streets. In my head, I'm like, man, thank you, Jesus. In my mouth, I be like, I'm not. I be egging them on. They be like, you ain't hood. You were crack. I'm like, yes, I am.
Hey, they didn't call you Slim Shady in your hood, though. They saw me like, look at the way you Slim Shady because by the way I talk. Because when I moved away, I went to an all-white school. I'm like, man, what? It's like, you don't talk like you from around here no more, man. Where you been? I'm like, man, shit, just I went to my adopted parents and I went to an all-white school, not saying that the way they talk is any better than the way we talk, but I saw like people respected you more if you know how to articulate your words, than jobs especially, than people around you. So I took advantage of it, man.
Oh, so that's the before I got off. That's what I was talking about.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Fred.
Sorry.
No, I was talking about just that same shit. I was talking about that same shit on how people used to tell me, "Oh, you trying to act black," and I would ask them, "How do you act the color?" Because not every black person I know acts the same. So how can you act that? And then it just became where it was synonymous with being hood, being ghetto, being ignorant, being wild, fighting people, do all this shit. It was like that's what's acting black, and I'm like that. You know what I mean? Like as I got older, same shit. I got older. I said, wait a second, like. First of all, that's not a color. That's a culture. It don't matter if you black, white. Otherwise, you grow up in a certain neighborhood, you probably gonna act that way because that's how everyone around you is acting. And the same shit when you start getting education, you start speaking properly. You put a little button up on some shit. Oh, you acting white. Oh, you too good for us. You ain't down no more. Ooh. It's like those reinforcements, positive and negative, most of it negative. Is like it keeps you stuck in that same shit. And then you got people that are 40, 50 years old and they're still on the block, still ain't gave it up, still live with their mom.
Hey, and don't forget the people that try to change their life, like what you're talking about, Max. People don't believe it, but we get it worse. Like most of the times, man, where you considered sellouts, or you this, or you that. It's bad. So I just stay away from it, man.
Man, I love it when somebody bump into me from I call it a past life, and they like, dude, you still alive? Or I remember one time I was working somewhere. I was working at Ronald Reagan Airport in DC, and there's a Starbucks upstairs, and I was giving the drinks out, and somebody came up to me. It was one of my friends was flying out, and I gave him his drink, and he seen me interacting with everybody. He stopped. He looked at me. He said, "Bruh, they know you don't even. Do they know you used to rob motherfuckers?" I'm like, "Bruh, they're not supposed to." Dude, he said, he said, looking at you and how you acting here, man, I really think you belong with these white people. I'm like, yeah, bro, like, what's wrong with that? Because it's not, I don't think it's even just a race way that we think or a culture. I think it's an income thing. I really think it's an income thing because when they ain't got the money, they act real dumb.
Economics.
They act real, yeah, like, because I see the little kids where I'm at now, how they try to act it don't even, the slang don't even come off right. The swag doesn't even match it right. I'm like, oh, that's cute. You know what I'm saying? But then you go somewhere, you can go to any city, you go to any hood in any city. You can see it in their eyes and you can hear it in their tone. That's when you're in the hood. You don't even, nobody got to tell you like that's the bad spot. You hear it in the tone, you see it in their eyes, because you can see that pain, you can see that hunger, you can hear it in the voice, the way they say their words, the sternness, because they so used to being kicked and pushed down that it's like you have to. And back to Starbucks, like dude told me that I didn't know I was doing this. He was like, man, you make the coworkers uncomfortable. You in here, that's why I had my dreads. Anytime somebody trying to get around you, it's like you bumping them. And I'm like, I didn't know I was doing that. It's just, you don't let nobody bump you. So naturally, you got your chest out, your shoulders are strong. So you reaching for like a gallon of milk. And I'm giving them the elbow just off a habit, like don't reach across, I had to learn. Like,
how you gonna be boxing motherfuckers out for a gallon of milk?
Yeah, like drop an elbow on. What you doing?
Hey, and you got to think
go to
too.
somebody else register. Hold on, that was my sale. I'm thinking like because we programmed to think that's my sale, that's my move. You got to be aggressive, and then I done parlayed that into, a 6-figure gig with the federal government where I didn't even get a high school diploma until I was 27.
So, hey, you got to think too. The generation now, they got it made better than anybody because at a young age, if you can buy a Gucci belt, you can save that type of money. You can start your own. Man, these kids can start their own. I wish I would have knew what they know now. Like starting your own business out of nothing, $14, $20, and watch that money grow and build. I wish a lot of these kids will stick to that instead of wanting to get into this drug game or get into this flossing game, because that same money you use flossing, you can use making you a bank account. So when you get 18, 19, you'll have money, which most people in the hood won't have, but you will have it because you chose to spend your money wisely. Don't be a follower, man. Lead your own self.
And I preach that a lot. Like, I'll be telling a lot of friends and stuff like that, man, go get you a Schedule 8 business because the government has to give you money. If you're a Schedule 8 business, minority, disability, disabled vet, and something like that, they have to give you first dibs. And people will hire you, pay you just for your name to be on the contract so they can make the money. You can just sit there and be an in-between, a middleman, and make all the money in the world. And especially like my generation, I'm born in 88, I'm 33. A lot, that's the time when they just started diagnosing with kids with ADHD and just random stuff just for whatever. You can take that paperwork and say, now I'm disabled. You don't ain't got to sit on the block. You can just be the middleman catching a phone call for a trash company. And, you know, $20,000 a year just calling for the main trash company to pick up the trash cans because the government can't give that contract to a large business. But people just don't want to listen about it. They don't want to listen to it. It seems unattainable to them.
And the one thing that I hate to see when I'm riding by my old place where I used to live, the projects, and you see all these nice new SUVs and this subsidized housing authority. Like if you can get that SUV, you can move your stuff out of the hood to let somebody that needs that to get in those apartments. Man, people are just content with certain things, man. That ain't good.
I hate seeing the prices that the house is going for now. Fred, you might understand this. My grandfather's house, man, we let it go. Mom's let it go for like $60K just because the taxes was back, adding up. The city coming through, hitting you with taxes because we ain't cutting the grass. She moved everybody out, moved them out because we had the police running there, turning it into a trap, all that stupid stuff. He owned the house. We sold it for $60K, man. Last time I looked at that house is worth 1.2.
Jesus Christ. Hey, feel free to call in, L.
And he used to sit back every day, and grandpa used to be like, man, you stupid motherfuckers. Y'all need to go down there and fix that house. And nobody did it. Nah, grandpa, I got to be on the block. When you're down there every day, get to fix the house. And it's sold. Now I look at it. It's a nice little rainbow flag out there. They walking their dogs. And that house worth more money than, man, that could have changed our lives, man.
Hey, they're doing that in my area now where you got a rundown house for like $5,000. Somebody that works for the city sees it, they'll go pay the price for the land and pay for the house. They'll turn that $5,000 house into a $14,000 or $20,000 house right in the hood now.
Right. L, go ahead. L, when you're not talking, just mute. But go ahead.
Oh, can you hear me?
Barely.
Hold on.
He in the truck, y'all. Nah, we can't. The background noise is louder than your voice.
All right, I'm gonna call in when I get up this hill.
All right, for sure.
I'll call back in like 5 minutes.
All right, drive safe. Drive safe, dog.
Thank you, brother.
All right, peace. Yeah, he in that truck, man. Shout out to all the truck drivers, man. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of truck drivers, dog, they don't have Fiji apples no more at Trader Joe's. That I was like, dog, this economy is getting that bad.
And this is why they call you a sellout.
Hey, you ready for it? That's some white people shit, Fred.
Fiji apples.
What is that? Is it a water?
Trader Joe's.
No, Fiji apples. It's like a sweet apple.
Yeah, the yellow ones, right, with a little bit of red on them?
Oh, yeah. I've always used to be eating Washington apples and big red apples.
Them ain't good, man. Hell no, they too soft on the inside. Fiji apples are crisp. Every time you bite it, go.
Yeah, I don't think we got that in Bama.
They ain't got them in Cali. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was looking for Fiji at Kroger. They didn't have them at Kroger.
No, man.
I'm in Georgia, so.
Oh yeah,
hey,
you got.
Hey Fred, we be on them cotton candy grapes, man.
Are they good?
Man,
they sell it. I love them things.
But I'm like,
can't be healthy.
They're expensive.
I'm not buying no cotton candy grapes and no watermelon around no white people. I'm sorry, I just can't.
I don't care, man. Forget it. I'll buy it.
Yeah,
I'll buy it and you can have a piece of mind.
That's why I fuck with you, Max. Next time I'm in the IE, I'm gonna come see you.
The only watermelon I've been seeing lately is the one without the seeds, so.
Yeah, the yellow ones.
I mean, it's red, but they just don't have, the black seeds in them. The seedless watermelons. I don't eat those. Yeah.
Hey, another thing too, and I'm pissed. I know my family ain't listening, so I'll just say it. Maybe my mom, but my old ass cousins. I got cousins that are my mom's cousins, which are more like my uncles, but by blood, they my cousin. Old ass niggas with fat fingers wearing them 1984 jewelry. Oh, I'm like, dog, let it go, nigga, let it go. Like it's over.
Choking the shit out of him.
Hey,
You can see the meat rolling around the jewelry.
That's being
man, let it.
That's being too judgmental of your family, Craig. Come on.
Man.
Yeah, some of that stuff, bro, you need to try to let it go, man, because it's not gonna change. I don't care how much you complain about it, bro. You just give yourself yourself some type of sickness or something.
Yeah, the reason why is because I know you don't take it off. That shit carries so much bacteria. It's like letting your nails just grow. I know that fucking jewelry got so much bacteria and man.
For me, it's just the fact that it's doing the complete opposite of what you're trying to show. You're wearing a jewelry to try to show that you got a status of wealth. But if you can't add your links in there and you can't keep it clean, or the diamonds is like I'm a jewelry snob. Like, dude, I used to come off, man. I could look at people and be like, oh yeah, I'm taking that. I know that's the real, that's the fake. When I see people doing that, I'm like, come on, bro. Like, you should let me do you a favor and take it up off your wrist. Because you can't afford it.
And it will make the green mark.
Oh, that's
Listen.
That's
listen, man. These jewelry stores are selling replica Rolexes too, by the way. So y'all be careful out there.
You said what happened?
I'm a
mutual. Jewelry stores are selling replica Rolexes.
Oh, that's New York. That's just New York in general.
Oh, that's Canal Street
all day
everywhere.
Nah. We talking like they everywhere now. We talking like real live jewelry stores.
I get it.
Fake Rolexes in them. They say they call them aftermarket parts.
Oh yeah. But it doesn't hold its authenticity anymore because you put in pre-owned, you get aftermarket parts in there, which loses the certification. So I buy my Rolex from a Rolex authorized dealer. I buy my jewelry from an authorized dealer, or I go like Mervis Diamonds or something like that, where I know their business has been trial and trusted. Fuck that.
Yeah, they be getting niggas in because anytime somebody tell me they got a Rolex for $6,000, I don't believe you.
I just feel like they stupid. Like, so you got a Rolex for $6,000, and they put a whole bunch of jewelry and shit in there, a whole bunch of crushed ice. Like, you dumbass, you can't even certify those small ass diamonds. It's the shavings of the real diamond that the real person with the money really have. You got the shavings that you lost value on an asset that could have been an asset that rocked if you kept it original, but you didn't. You went and bought the one that was screwed all up because somebody played with it. So it's not a Rolex really anymore. It's like, just get the fuck out of my face. You're just an idiot.
I had that crushed ice on my grill, man, because that shit was cheaper and shit. It still shine. I had my grill for 1 week. I was in Mexico. I took it out so I could eat some tacos. And then I jumped in the taxi and left that shit in Mexico on a fucking table. And I never went and got a grill again. I said, I ain't for this life. It's good.
Hey, Max, I did an Italian link like that at a hotel. And I knew I left it there. I went back to get it. They said the housekeeping didn't even get it. That was my last necklace ever.
Nah, y'all niggas is irresponsible. Two irresponsible motherfuckers.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was 17 at the time, so yeah, I was definitely irresponsible.
Hey, but I got all y'all guys beat that wear them Rolex and shit. I use my smartwatch. If I want a Rolex face, I just put it on there. DN. Samsung, baby.
But the Rolex is for a certain. For me personally, you wear that watch when you go into certain rooms, right? And if you got the basic brand, the regular date just, and you don't got an Oyster or something like that, you got the low bottle one, they already gonna look at you funny. But when you walk in that certain room and you have that certain watch, it's a little. It helps them come at you with a little bit more respect because they're already looking at you like a nigga, and they see you like, okay, well maybe he a nigga with money, maybe we got to talk to him a little different. And then if you articulate yourself right, and perform the right way, then they say, okay, well maybe he may be one of these college niggas. They still gonna call you a nigga, but you might be a college nigga now.
I'm just
Man,
different because I ain't
I'm
finna
gonna
wear
keep
no
it real
car
with
on
you,
my
man.
arm.
Rick Ross said it best. I know Fred gonna hate this shit, but Rick Ross said it. He said it the best, man. You know what I'm saying? He said the watch ain't to see to tell you what time it is. It's to let you know what time it is. Feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Boo! He's a correctional officer. Fuck.
Sounds good in theory.
No, that's just like a
Man,
Rolex.
I'm still
A
trying
Rolex is
to give Fred let me get his Rolex. You know why he playing? He talk all
that's a
that shit. I'm
house.
trying to.
Yeah,
Rolex
need
is
Fred, you don't need
houses,
that,
man.
Fred.
He need to just gift it to me, man. Fuck it.
Hey, write that shit off in your taxes, Fred. Shoot it this way.
Yeah, man. Fuck you. You gonna lose it.
Nah, you already got a chain, man. Stop being greedy. Let me get some shine. Yeah.
Hey, y'all, both of y'all in LA, y'all gonna end up getting that shit taken from y'all.
Oh, I
God
bet I
damn.
won't. I bet I won't wear it in certain environments. I know
See?
that.
I damn sure ain't going to fucking Roscoe's to wear shit. Fuck that.
Why buy it if you ain't gonna wear it? What's up? L?
You can hear me better now?
Yeah, better.
Huh?
Yes,
Oh, okay. How everybody doing?
we great.
Good, good. Man, I was listening in, and Max had said something earlier that it kind of caught my attention because I was just having this conversation with two friends of mine and today, and Max said, "Boy, ain't if you grew up in the hood, you owe the hood something,"
Damn,
and
man.
that's true. It's true, but watch this though, and I tell a lot of cats this, that that game bang, because like I tell cats, man, I'm from Compton, man. I'm gonna always be from Compton, city that made me who I am. And like if I was raised in Utah, it was totally different. My perspective on things would be different, and just me as a person, I would be a little different, or maybe a lot different. So I give a city credit for things like that, for forming me into the man that I am in a lot of ways. But what I try to tell a lot of cats that may have been gang members or caught into that lifestyle, and they still kind of like they on the fence. Like I say, you gotta totally denounce the lifestyle. Period. When it's beneficial, you gotta let motherfuckers know, like, nah, man, I'm cool. I don't even push that no more, because even now, you got a lot of cats. I see this with a lot of older cats, especially cats that call themselves activists and shit. Like, yeah, they good people and they might got good intentions, but when the gang banging lifestyle become beneficial for them and that shit become lucrative, they just step back into it, like, and they.
Well, there it is.
You can't play both sides though. That shit's dangerous. I'm gonna tell you that now.
You can't, and no thing you can't do. You can't accept both sides. That's what I was doing, accepting both. I never played both sides. You ain't never heard Fred pretend to be nothing but this guy that you hear now. But I accepted both sides. COVID, I tell you, that film 9 Lives, I can't accept the other side. You know what I mean? Like I got to tell you that there's elevation. I'm not saying you're a dirtbag nigga. Fuck you, you piece of shit. Nah, nigga. I'm saying there's elevation from here. You know what I mean? You too can have a Malcolm X evolution, or I mean, he's the most popular person I could think of, but we are too accepting of the other side. Oh, it's okay. Tomorrow will be better. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. The pastor say, oh, every Sunday you can go to church and get reborn. Think about that shit.
Hey, yeah, that should be my excuse back in my heathen days, back in my past life.
Right.
When the chick said, I don't want to fuck before marriage. Man, God forgive you, baby. Just come on today, you know what I'm saying? If it feel good, then it feel good. You just gotta do it. You know, it ain't gonna be that bad. And you know, listen, I can't respect you if you go against what feels good to you. That means you'll do anything to me. That means you'll set me up. But the church, the Bible says, listen, the Bible also say God, you know, knows people going to sin and he forgive. So if you truly believe in him, you got to believe in him all the way. Just go ahead and turn on around for a second.
Turn around for a second. Yeah, we all don't lie to a woman or two, man. It ain't no through yourself, you know others, man. And that's the beauty of it, is that another man can't lie to me. You can't. I mean, I'll pretend, you know, oh, yeah, that's cool, but you can't lie to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, we've been through it.
Hey, Fred, the best liars are the ones that tell the truth most of the time.
Yeah,
they build a level of trust, and then they slip one in on you.
Yeah, them
liars
be them slick dudes, man. I tell you, that's them
And we all
crackheads.
fall
They're the ones that
short.
sell you everything.
Crackhead can build a house in 3 days. Yeah, man. We got to be excited. It's like I sit back and I'm not throwing shots. I'm telling you my mindset. Okay, my mindset. I know Tariq Nasheed from Big Boys Radio. I was a kid. He used to come on Big Boys Radio. I'm not sure if any of y'all had listened to Big Boy. Did you listen to Big Boy in the morning, Max? Do you remember Tariq Nasheed? He was a pimp on Big Boy.
Way back in the day.
Yeah, he was a pimp.
He wrote a book and everything about this shit.
Yeah, I can't unsee that. Every 6 months, he used to come on Big Boy. And so when I see him, like, I don't say anything because I know some of y'all are supporters of him and have donated. You know, I'm not hating on him at all. Am I not hating on him? But I can't unsee that. I can't unsee him. He was on MTV and shit, telling white boys how to pimp black women. I can't unsee that.
Wait, when the hell was this?
Hold the fuck up.
Yeah.
This is way back in the day. This is why I'm surprised he blew up the way he did, because this is like what, 10 years ago, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I know people change and they grow, they develop, but that's a hell of a range to go.
Yeah.
You know, that's a wide. You just went. That's going straight from conservative to radical. Like you, I don't see that. It's something that make it seem like he riding a wave. Like this is a fad. It's a Pan-African fad, and I'm gonna ride it out because a pimp going to say what they going to say and sell what they going to sell, like the pastor in the pulpit.
Right.
Hey, Malcolm was a pimp.
Yeah, absolutely right. He may have a good heart. I'm not questioning it. I'm saying what I can't unsee. I don't make video. I've never made a video about Tariq Nasheed, but I'm just saying.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you know, like, but I'm saying I heard him on the radio for 5, 6, 7 years. I can't unsee that. So now I think like he's pimping the people. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't like, you know, because the voice sounds the same, you know, and you know,
this is a preacher.
The game's the game, baby. You don't matter. The game's the game.
The game is the game. Exactly right.
But once it's in you, like that really don't change, but so much.
Yeah.
Like I could walk into a building and no matter what, like I'm doing good now, I'm still like, where the cameras at? Okay, this is where the safe may be at. This is where the money at, because that's what you go to your survival instincts. Like how Malcolm X was able to see that old boy was trying to pimp people because he was a pimp. He was able to see it. Like, yo, I know what you're doing. And because it's already in, so you can't take it off. It's still there.
Yeah. So I'm not criticizing him. I'm just telling you like how my brain functions. You know.
Hey,
hopefully,
Fred, I was gonna ask you a question about the statement you made about accepting both sides. Yes. Right? Is that kind of where you stand on stolen goods, right? Like nobody wants their shit stolen from them. But when a crackhead come up like, yo, I got this laptop for $200, you really like,
I'm buying that shit.
You know, I got a PS5. Like,
can't play both sides. Can't play both sides, man. You know, and I stay out of the way of all that shit. I do. Like, it may sound weird, but me and Dre laugh sometimes. I'm like, hey, can you really understand how conservative I am now? She said, you're supposed to. Like, she's not shocked. She's not shocked at all. Like sometimes, see, Dre comes from a 2-parent household, and so she has no ceilings on her expectations, you know. So we had came back from the Life Jennings concert last Friday, and we were pulling up, and at night, I rarely come home at night. I'm always home at 4:00. So when I pull up to my house at night, I'm amazed. I got lights, I got a gate, I got all that shit. And I says, Dre, can you believe this shit? She says, yeah.
Nah, she just seen it in you before you did. That's all. That's all that is.
I never see the front of my house at night. Never, because I'm home, you know. But what's up, Mr. Graham? Then I'll bring Zoe in next. What's up?
What's up? What's up?
Okay, what you got?
No. Go ahead and keep speaking, man. I'm just listening.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me bring in Zoe in. What's up, Zoe?
What's going on with you, big dog? You all right?
Yeah, we good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I just had wanted to say, you know, in regards to the I had seen the title in regards to Floyd. I see.
We ain't talking
Oh,
about
you
that
ain't talking about that yet? Okay.
You can. No problem.
Well, no. I see that he's got the fight with was it Deji?
Yeah.
You know, I see he has to fight with Deji. You know, and they was reporting that he got upwards of $20 million you know, to go over there to Japan or whatever the case may be, and you know, entertain the people. I don't think that the fight was fixed. I think, you know, that, you know, like, you know, Floyd is gonna, you know, he's gonna get his paychecks how he can, and if Japan calls him back, even though the guy threw the flowers at him, he'll be back over there. I did want to say that a gentleman, and you know, I know me and you disagree about this, you know, but
yeah, sure.
you know, I did want to say that, you know, sometimes people have to be manipulated. You know, if Malcolm X could be, you know, pimped and manipulated into being a, you know, a world leader, getting off drugs, getting out the bar, not being a pimp and a player and a robber and a thief, and representing what he represented and how his behavior was as a man before he started following Elijah Muhammad. I think that a lot of us need to be pimped and manipulated into that way of thinking and into that type of behavior. If he can manipulate you to give up, you know, the things that were keeping your morals very low and keeping your behavior very reprobate, I don't see anything wrong with that. So I just wanted to add that to the gentleman who said, they tried to say something about Malcolm X and his relationship with his teacher. That, you know, that's something that I think that has been misrepresented, and that we have to, at the end of the day, look at what did those manipulating teachings and that pimping do to Malcolm X, and how did it improve his life? Because he was 3/0 in the cot, you know, and was living in a very reprobated living mindset before he came and followed the teachings of Elijah Muhammad, or Mr. Muhammad as we call him. So that's all I wanted to say. You know, I'll let y'all get back to it.
What about the back end of that shit though? I mean, he did change from the beginning of life, but even toward the end, he didn't like what Elijah was teaching, and he said, "Nah, I ain't cool with this shit. I'm not supposed to be hating anybody based on skin color."
Kept growing.
That's because there's a difference in manipulation and guiding. Like, somebody can convince you and guide you to change your life and do something, but the manipulation is when they telling you this, and you like, come on, bro, you're not doing this. You just not making sense. Like, you keep telling me one thing, but now you showing me something else. So this is now you manipulate me, and that's when people get the issue, and that's when it becomes a problem. You know, listen, everybody, I think every man on this panel right here has been convinced to do something outside of what we were already doing. If it wasn't for pussy, I'd probably still be on the block. But it was a piece of pussy that was like, nah, I want a man with a job. And I was like, what is that? Show me. I want the pussy. I'll work. You know what I'm saying?
He
I
also
agree.
tried to get back in the nation, but he was blocked by some forces, other than Elijah Muhammad. He made peace, and he was trying to get back in the nation. He wrote letters and all that, but it was some forces in the nation that just didn't want him back.
And two, can I add? Did I think?
I'm
Lord,
going to ask. Go ahead. Hey, what's up, Natasha? Long time no see.
No, I had just wanted to add. All I wanted to add is that I think that sometimes we get confused that that's not really the real world. That if you look at a lot of the gentlemen that have come and tried to fill the road of leading us as a people, we know that even and he did a great service to his people. He got us a way better relationship with white society in America. Martin Luther King was not perfect in his personal life. A lot of the big five, these people weren't perfect in their personal life.
Perfect.
But if somebody can get you, with all their shortcomings, if somebody can advance, your situation as a people and can do certain things, like I said before, I think that personal relationship is mischaracterized. I think that, it was a lot of feelings and there were certain things that had happened and that, that happens. But I just feel that, if you're gonna keep it real for everybody. Let's keep it real around the board. And we look at a lot of these people, not only from here, but all across the globe, that they hold up, from Mahatma Gandhi to the father of modern China, to all people. That a lot of these guys were not great in their personal lives. They made mistakes, and that those are things that happen. I think that relationship, with Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad, it just was something that we have to put in its proper perspective. But to say that he's seen that, I think that's just a mischaracterization. Yes, did Elijah Muhammad have a problem with the lust? Yes, he did. Did he have a problem with the women? Yes, he did. But I think that at the end of the day, when we look at all facts, that just wasn't why that relationship failed. That was other things, and I just think that just needs to kind of maybe it just doesn't need to be characterized the way it has been. That's all I'll say. Because I just feel like if you look at history, other people and their misdeeds and their faults personally have been hidden and put to the side because of the things that the talents that they had to move a society forward. That's all I want to say about that.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, when he was talking, I was thinking, you remember that? Do you ever see that video that 50 Cent did about Floyd Mayweather and how the paperwork not right over there? He said it years ago. He was like, Floyd was going broke and that the paperwork was a TMT or something not right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not a real business. I was thinking about.
He owns it.
What'd he say? He
said he owns it.
Yeah. I was thinking, you think that's probably why he got to fight the way he doing all this extra stuff, because he never really got his paperwork right, and the rest of the fighters are just following the Money Mayweather blueprint, and their paperwork is not right. That's why they can't do their own promotions and stuff like that.
I would say all the above, somewhere along there. He's fighting out the country, so Al Haymon can't put his hands on him. Leonard Ellaby is not with him. Kelly Swanson is not with him. So that tells you that Floyd is it wasn't 100%. Just from a common sense perspective, you don't hear Sam Watson's name. You don't see any of the Watsons around him. So he's getting his own money, and it's not by accident. He's doing it in other countries, because Al Haymon will put his hands on that money, and when he say he's making all this money, I believe this is just an educated guess that he's telling Al Haymon, shit, I got this money, nigga. Like what? That's what I believe.
So you think he's just rubbing in his face? Like I would still get this without you.
Yeah, and he don't have to pay Al Haymon and all that stuff too.
I wonder who holds the footage for that, because I did, you know, like I said, listen to the other judge I was talking about, and who holds the tapes and the archives of the videos. And then I remember Sean Porter was saying that he can't even use his fight footages without clearance of himself in movies and stuff like that. Like he has to get cleared. He got to pay to get cleared. But he got to pay somebody to clear him. So, you know, I wonder who holds that, because that might be some money over there.
Yeah, probably the networks and stuff. You know, I would say CBS and if Al Haymon is partner with him, then I don't know what that contract looks like between CBS and Al Haymon. You know,
man, I'm trying to buy me some niggas too. Shit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I want to comment on the Malcolm thing. I think Malcolm's journey is similar to us all, where we are constantly seeking evolution, and the evolution may be in the drug game, the evolution may be in being a father, entrepreneur, etc., etc. You can say that Elijah Muhammad opened his eyes to see some things, and I'm not going to take words from Malcolm X, because in his opening words to the Ballad of the Bullet speech, which is probably one of his most famous speeches, he says he gives credit to Elijah Muhammad for opening up his eyes. Sure, give him credit. You also got to give him Malcolm X credit for not valuing the seat next to Elijah Muhammad. He continued to grow, you know, and I think that's the beauty of his story, is that he kept growing. You know, he started from a space that many of us can relate to, and he died a space that many of us are not relatable to, you know, and I think that's what makes his story one of the greatest stories of the 20th century, though.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like he you know, man, like I said, Malcolm X was a beautiful, brilliant brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm glad that, you know, we was able to have a person that was so firm and stood on his beliefs the way he did, so we can like we could definitely learn. Like I said, I read his autobiography a good 4 or 5 times. You know, so you know, like I said, you know, his siblings. I wish they really had more information. I seen Filbert. You know what I'm saying? I've seen interviews with his brother Filbert. You know, I wish there was more information on, you know, the families and the nieces and the nephews. And, you know, I seen his daughters have had, you know, their ups and downs. And, you know, some of what the younger had the issues. And you got the older ones that are still out there pushing their father's legacy. So, yeah, man, Malcolm X, man, he definitely has put his mark on the culture, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I getting back to playing both sides. I think that's where and it stems back to the conversation. Everyone that has a YouTube channel is a civilian. No one's a gangbanger. You can't gangbang on the internet. Like, you can't. That's like, hey, I want to go to jail. Hey, I'm an official gang member. So I know, like, these gang enhancement laws that they have in all these inner cities. I want one of those. So if you on the internet, you're not a gangbanger. And that's us towing the line, talking about Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. That's us saying, hey, Ryan Garcia is a snitch, man. That nigga Tank tough, man. That's a real nigga from B-more. That's us towing the line, you know? And that's where towing the line is what separates you from good to great. And people are not going to honor or recognize your greatness if in that moment. Trust me, because my greatness in college was not drinking or smoking. Nah, I'm not drinking. Nah, not doing it. I got to get up and go to football practice. Nah, I'm not doing it. That was my greatness. And that discipline transformed into, I guess, now being a father, you know, or working out every day of my life. Damn near, you know. So the disciplines transfer, and then you're rewarded with successes, you know. beautiful kids, beautiful house, a beautiful partner, a beautiful car, money. You have a productive relationship with your spiritual life, um, and so on and so forth. You got great relationships with your mother, your father. That's what we all struggle with as men, is towing that line. I know it because I've had conversations with all my friends, and we all struggle with it. Like, where do we? And the quick answer is cut it all off, cut the faucet off. It's hard. It's hard, you know. And
Oh, hey,
it's
so you wasn't feeling Tank grabbing Ryan's chain in the club?
no,
Okay.
for multiple reasons. One reason, he has an open case. You shouldn't be in the club. The only thing that should be open after 12 is your bathroom. That's it. Especially when you have an open case. You looking at years in prison. You know, so you got to get 12 people to say you're not guilty, and they got 48 hours to do it. He in a 2-day trial. And what's going viral is you done took the golden boy, Pretty Ricky's train. How about if that juror's daughter is a Ryan Garcia fan? And she's not selected yet. Mommy, I don't like Tank Davis. For real. You got to be an upstanding individual, you know, and I think that's what we got to understand. And I'm not excusing Ryan. Ryan was probably drinking and doing all that stuff too, but I'm saying us towing the line is calling Tank Davis gangster and Ryan Garcia a snitch. How's he a snitch?
Kind of did snitch though.
Who?
Because Ryan admitted that he went out of his way to go up to Tank and ask when they were going to fight. So really, he instigated what happened. Tank reacted how he reacted. He shouldn't have, but none of that would have happened if Ryan didn't go up and try to make a scene. And then go tell after because it didn't go the way you want. Like,
but that's the same goofy shit that Ryan's been doing. You know what I'm saying? Tank should not have been in that situation. He should not have been in that environment. That's more or less I think what he's saying. Like, and I get what you're saying. You fighting the case, then probably money may be able to handle this. Now, even if it's something that you probably could try to settle out of court and pay more money, that prices went up.
Yeah, I understand that point of view. I said that earlier on Kyle's show that this is not a good look because Tank got that case and whatever. But at the same time, Ryan described the situation. He said he went up to ask him to fight. Tank wasn't really with it. Ryan supposed to be asking him, so we good? It's respect, right? And Tank says no respect. Right then and there, he should have left.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Why you keep egging him on? Why you keep going on and then want to play victim because he grabbed it? He didn't even take it. He said he grabbed it. He said he knew. Ryan said he knew security was around and that Tank wasn't going to do shit. So on top of that, he got brave because he knew security was around. Tank wasn't going to do shit. And then after he won't go cry about it.
But then that goes back to, it was a fighter who said this. The great Gary Russell said it. It's a difference between fighters and boxers. Some of those guys out there just there to box and entertain. Some of those guys out there to fight. They won't fight no matter where you at, in the back alley, in the trash can, in the ring. Leave them people the fuck alone.
So Tank doesn't have discipline.
You ain't giving no leeway.
That's what we get down to. That's what we boil it down to. I got an open case, but this guy, and he ain't obviously he's not walking up to him in the club and saying, "Hey, buddy, hey man, we're having difficulty trying to get a hold of Al Haymon and Floyd. I just want to stop by and let you know, I'm really interested in the fight." Obviously, he came there. He came in there with his big boy voice on, and he's in the club, and Ryan Garcia wants all the lights on him on the club, and I understand Tank Davis is like, you ain't nah, I'm really him, So I'm not excusing Ryan by no means. This ain't the protection clause, but obviously I care about Tank Davis' well-being. So I'm saying you got to shrink in those moments. You got to shrink. It's so important to shrink in those moments. And I think that's what we need to do more, is shrink more. Yeah, I got you. It's cool.
Be humble.
Because your best friend's best friend want to be the hero in that situation. Yeah, I took up for Ryan Garcia. Yeah, I took up for Tank. Yeah, I let him have it.
For what I heard
You mean to
today,
be
that
humble, right, Fred, and not shrink? Because shrink means that you just get, you just cowering away. Humble means
Shrink
that you
means
know your
just
own
to
power.
say.
When you're being humble, you basically know your own power, so no one can really move you
Either
left
way.
or right. Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's somewhere in between shrink and humble. Yeah, somewhere in between there.
But at the same time, we all do that. We all do that because I remember when you had who's this cat on your show, Jason Whitlock, and you were saying that you were pro-black. Jason Whitlock is anything but pro-black. He's anything but pro-black whatsoever, right? And then you come out. Now, hold on. I'm just giving you an example. I'm just giving you an example. That's all, right?
Go ahead.
And then there's
okay.
And there's the other time when the other brother was interviewing Sugar Hill, and he said he wanted to blow him up in a car fire. That right there, you should have stopped him and said, "Nah, you can't say that because that's another black man."
No, I'm not saying
I'm
not stopping nobody on this show. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I didn't agree with it. I'm not saying I don't agree with it. I don't agree with 70% of some of the stuff y'all say. I don't know what the percentage is, but I'm saying this. Is Jason Whitlock pro-black? Is that a question or a statement? I'm gonna say this.
I wasn't asking a question.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say this. There's 4 or 5 people that on Fox and here's what I respect about Jason. Marcellus Wiley is a millionaire. He has $1 million career. The linebacker from Penn State has $1 million career. The wide receiver from Oregon State and Cincinnati has $1 million career. And that's all because of Jason Whitlock. Can you disagree with him?
How so?
What mean how so? I don't know. I forget their names. Javar Arrington, LeVar Arrington, TJ Houshmandzadeh, Jimmy, Uncle Jimmy, and Marcellus Wiley all will make millions of dollars through the course of their life because Jason Whitlock hired them. And now they've gone on to greener pastures. They have their own shows. They do all that. So when you say that, I think we got to really, really put things in perspective, because that's the same thing that the same argument that you would say would probably be the same argument about Condoleezza Rice, Colin Powell. Those are Ben Carson. Those are great black men. Just like Barack Obama. I don't agree with him politically, but that man in a single parent white home became the president of America. That's astounding.
So that's apples and oranges, Fred. It's apples and oranges, not the same thing.
No, I'm it's not. To me, it's not apples and oranges. Because you calling him a coon, or he's not pro-black.
I didn't call him out his name once.
Well, you said he's not pro-black, right? So he's basically not as black as you would like him to be, right? And I would disagree with that, because he has hired black men and put them in position of success. He didn't go out and hire Max Kellerman. He could have. He didn't go out and hire Skip Bayless. He probably could have. I don't know. Or someone similar. He said, no, I want Marcellus Wiley, LeVar Arrington, and TJ Houshmandzadeh. You understand what I'm saying? So
I understand that, but all these guys were in the NFL and they had contracts that were 7 figures, 8 figures before they got to Jason Whitlock. He didn't make them millionaires.
I said they will make millions of dollars in their careers, in their commentating careers. That's what I said. And it all started with Jason Whitlock. So you got to say things in totality. It's like tomorrow or Sunday. I'm going to say something Sunday. That's like, Fred, you weird. But you got to get the person in totality, and because we're each other for 3 hours a day, we have a greater understanding, because we're spending 3 hours, close about 14% of our day with each other, so we have a greater understanding who we are. And I would say I disagree with some of the stuff Jason Whitlock say. I vehemently disagree, but to say the only one person I've ever called a coon is Ishay Smith, and I regret that. You know, he's the only black person I ever called a coon in my life. And Super Coon is a joke that we play, and we spoke behind the scenes. He said, "Keep saying it, Fred." So I didn't really call him a coon. He liked that character. And by the way, where you at, man? Yeah. So I
The artist formerly known.
yeah, where he at, man? So I think that we all can learn from Jason Whitlock. You know,
I
something.
can't learn anything from him.
And that's your choice.
Can I say something, Fred?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Because you were just talking about these guys with these big chains.
Right.
But I don't really know this guy, Jason Whitlock. I'm just what I can glean for what you guys are saying. But you just put emphasis on these guys being great based on a career.
No, absolutely not.
Well, that's just what I heard you talking about was their careers, and these are great men because they're going to make X amount of dollars and stuff, and that's a big problem.
No,
in our society right now.
I'm glad you said that because I always say I'm real consistent on this. If you're a basketball player, you're a great basketball player. That doesn't make you a great man. And so I would say, yeah, he's done great things, and I thank you for correcting me. Yeah, he's used his position to put other people in positions to be successful, and they've gone on to greener pastures. I don't know what they're doing now, but I know they started there, and I think that's our problem is we throw away the whole person. You know, it's like like someone mentioned MLK. I understand it. I know what he did outside of his home. You also got to understand if Coretta Scott never divorced him, you know, that may be an agreement that they had, you know, but he was a preacher and a pastor. So I understand if you're a Christian and all this and not breaking the vows and all that, you have every right to have your opinion. But if you're not of the cloth, then if Coretta Scott said it, it's cool. Then who are we? You know.
No, but you also have to understand that he set the limits with these women. He told these women that he's not leaving his wife and his family. That he's a man, and men have needs, and he respects them, but he's not leaving his wife or his family. You got to put that into the story too.
You just got to call it what it is. He was being hypocritical because if he's in the pulpit preaching one thing,
that's what I said.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, right. it's just that's cut and dry.
No, it is cut and dry.
I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that he set the standard with these women. Like, look, this ain't going any further than a friendship with us, and we're not. Don't ask me to leave my wife and family because I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But if you're of the cloth, as I said, it can be wrong to you because if you're a Christian and your pastor is sleeping around on his wife, then that's wrong, right?
If you're a man, period.
What? No, because you don't know what the relationship that is at the house. So you can't speak on that because remember, a marriage is an agreement between two people and God. So I don't know what God you worship. I don't know what relationship you have. Some people don't believe in Jesus Christ. Some people believe in, I don't know, Allah or whoever else or Jim Jones or, you know, et cetera, et cetera. So that's just the truth, you know. So whatever they agree upon is what they agree upon, you know, and they living in their reality, you know. If our God is the right God, then from our perspective, we can say, well, from a God, but they say, I don't believe in your God. So I don't give a flying fuck, you know. So but from our moral compass, you know, it's wrong, right? Per se. You know, so but that's the problem. when you could be forgiven every Sunday. You can walk in the church and say, Father, forgive me for all my sins. That's a flaw.
Yeah, but that's not even in the Bible. People quote that all the time. It's not even in the Bible.
You don't need church to be forgiven, man. It starts with you. Because I know a brother who was a drug addict for about 30 years. And he said one day he was eating out the trash can and it was raining. And he fell flat on his face and he saw his reflection in the puddle of water. And his granddaughter came down like, Pop, Pop, what are you doing, Pop, Pop? From that day forth, he had to build himself back up. And it took him years before he could say that, he actually forgave himself and move on. So you don't need church to be forgiven. You have to find the strength in yourself to do that.
I agree. Healing starts when you're responsible for your own healing.
Why do you say find the strength in yourself?
Because that's where you have to find it. You have to first clean yourself up. Then you have to say, well, I was wrong, but this is where I'm headed now. And that's your
forgiveness. It's like an empty statement, though. Find it in yourself.
Really? Okay, well, go ahead and explain how that's empty.
I mean, I'm trying to get you to tell me how you find the strength in yourself. I mean, where do you find it in yourself if you didn't have the knowledge? I mean, how do you find it within yourself? I mean, you have to learn it from somewhere else.
Obviously, throughout life, you've been taught a lot of things coming up.
Exactly.
And it's in you already. If it's in you, it's in you. Because drugs just bring out your real character. They don't hide who you are.
Yeah. Well, I guess I can see where you're coming from with that. But this is what I was saying. Yeah, you have to be shown, and you need support.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. But you have to make the push first.
Yeah, you gotta be willing. You gotta be willing. I mean, I have a close family member that was recently going through something like that, and didn't really know what was going on, but they were having some withdrawals, and you just had to get the information. You just got to be happy that they were able to come forward and ask for help. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah.
Yeah, because all boils down to that law that we talk about, law of attraction. Once you clean yourself up and you start seeing things a different way, you will attract that help that you need. That's just the law of attraction. But if you stay in the muck, in the mire, and the dirt, then you're gonna attract what's coming to you.
Yeah, I understand that. But yeah, I do. I think that people just put a big emphasis on making money, and that's what makes you, successful. But money is just a tool, I mean, you don't need everything that everyone else has, I mean, just because it's shiny and all that stuff, and a lot of people are envious about what they see other people, how they're what they are wearing and what they're driving, and the size of their homes and different things like that. I mean, and I don't see that as being successful, being envious of somebody else and wanting to strive to have that type of lifestyle. And people
what? I heard a very powerful statement the other day. Yeah. It was a brother that said, some people are so poor, all they see is money.
But that's poor in another area. You understand what I'm saying? Like, they're poor mentally, just to even think that money is just going to be the answer for everything, and it doesn't work like that.
Hey, if y'all don't need your money, you can shoot it over here then, because I'm on that. If y'all don't need it like that, go ahead.
How many people have hit the lottery, right, and got hundreds of millions of dollars, and then you'll hear a story about them. They just did something like that, and they show these people they're broke because they don't have it here. They don't have it up there to know what to do with it. So they're just going to go out and waste it anyway, trying to be somebody else. What they need to do is go and get some guidance, and then they'll be able to have it for a long time, you know, and be able to pass it down. But if you don't have that, I can give you all my money, Max, but if you don't know what to do with it, it doesn't matter.
And that's why I got my OG Fred right here to be my mentor and show me what's popping, man. If I ever come up on something, I'm hollering at Fred, man. I gotta holler at dudes that's doing it. I mean, I ain't gonna listen to dudes on the block about what to do with my money. And I ain't even gonna listen to myself half the time because I know I'm gonna want some fuck shit. Give me 100 mil, I'm buying some bullshit. I ain't even gonna lie about it. But most of it's probably gonna go towards something that I can make some more money later or flip it. I mean, I've been hustling my whole life, so you know, it takes dough to make dough. But I don't know. I mean, I think money. Unfortunately, I think money is important. You know, I don't think that there are people that live in bliss that don't got none, but I don't know. I think on average, if you average this shit out, I think people do have a little more success and a little more freedom because I think money gives you freedom, but money also exposes who you really are deep down inside. Because a lot of us are just getting by to get by, getting along to get along. And we know if we really had the freedom and economic freedom to do what we wanted, some people will show their true colors of what they really wish they could be doing. Well,
think about it like this, Max. I'll give you an example. My grandparents, right? My grandfather, he was in the military. He was in the Air Force. He told me he was like the third man on the plane, third man in charge on Air Force One when Kennedy, that guy Kennedy was alive, right? He retired. He ended up being an airplane mechanic at working on jets. He made good money, I would suppose, right? I couldn't tell based on where they lived. I mean, when I went over there, yeah, it was a nice, clean house. She kept a clean house. I could say my grandmother kept a clean house. They always had food for us, snacks, whatever, but every Christmas she'd get this one sweater or something from Sears. I mean, they didn't have an extravagant lifestyle, but they had plenty of money. They have plenty of money right now. I didn't even know they owned like all these houses up and down that street. But you can't tell just by looking at them or going over their house. But they had the right principles, and that's what you got to have.
Yeah, you gotta live below your means for sure. And I would say that coming up where I came up from for a different reason, but the same result. It's the same shit. Like, you gotta live below your means because out here it's for a different reason. Because if you look like you got money, you become a target. So you kind of want to look like you're just a regular person, whether you got $1 million in the bank or otherwise. But I mean, you see examples of, you see like Adam Sandler and some of these other dudes that just regular guys. I mean, it's got a whole bunch of money in the bank, but they're still regular guys. And that's why I said it just exposes, I think, who you truly are. Your grandparents obviously were that. They had all the money to do everything they wanted, and they said, no, I'm just gonna do this. This is me. But it's the people that, your whole life you really thinking like, I need this, I need this, I need this. You finally get the money to get it, you're gonna go get it. But if it's never really on your mind, like I personally don't need money for no jewelry, no fancy shit, nothing. I just need money to have a little more freedom, a little more time with my family, not having to clock in. Maybe a little bit better of a car, but I don't need no fucking Lambo or nothing. I just don't need a 91 Honda Accord. Like, there's certain things, but I think, me personally, fuck, man, I don't know. I used to think the same shit because a lot of OGs told me the same shit, and I get the concept and the principle behind it because money don't buy happiness, and there's a lot of holes that money don't fill in. But I think if you are gonna start somewhere to the road to success, I think following the money is gonna get you closer than thinking you don't need it.
But you don't consider yourself successful?
It's more successful than I was, but not where I want to be yet. No. And I don't think I ever will, because I think the hunger for success, once you get something, you want more. You can always do better than what you're doing. You know what I mean? So I think not being stagnant and thinking, okay, cool, I made it. You know what I'm saying? Nah. But yeah, I came a long way. Yeah. I used to be homeless, living in a homeless shelter, eating tacos in Mexico with a couple of dollars I had and shit. And now, I live 10 minutes walking from the Pacific Ocean, living a good life. No, nothing bad in this area where I stay. but it's still not where I want to be. I still got hunger for more.
Yeah, you know, if you follow money, man, you're easily controlled by that. If you follow your own vision, you don't follow money.
I mean, that's whatever you follow though, because if you following it, you have an interest in it. You can follow pussy, you can follow money, you can follow whatever it is you want to follow. But yeah, you can get lost in whatever it is you're following because you have a want and a desire to follow that. So yeah, you got to be careful. It's dangerous. I tell people all the time, money is a drug. You know what I mean? Sex is a drug. Power is a drug. It's all the same shit. It influences you, gives you a different state of mind. Without it, you go through withdrawals. You start tripping. It's all the same symptoms.
Yeah, that's true, but it doesn't work for everybody that way. Because I try to be bought, so I'm all right with it.
Facts. Yeah, there's definitely certain things there's no price tag on. You know what I'm saying? And you never sell your mind, body, and soul, no matter what it is. But everything else, you want this Kango? I got you. You want this shirt? I got you. You want this car? You know what I mean? But I mean, yeah, I mean it's a thin line. I mean, it is. We say it's skating on thin ice for sure. But as long as you still skating, baby, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't go back to being broke. I know that shit for a motherfucking fact. I can't go back to asking the homies gonna eat all that. I can't go back to seeing what's still wrapped up in the trash can that ain't touched nothing that I can eat. You know what I mean? I can't go back to not knowing where I'm gonna sleep at night or take a shower the next day. I can't go back to that shit. I mean, more money causes more problems, but I'd rather have money problems than broke problems. But that's just me.
I hear you talking about your little girl, so I know you can't go back to that, man. And that's what it's really about. It's about the service that you're giving. You know, you're doing these things for somebody else more so. You know, I mean, of course, you're going to benefit from it too, but you understand your responsibilities. That's what it's really all about, man. It's just about being able to take care of your responsibilities at the end of the day. And like you said, don't try to go past that until you build something else that will allow you to go to that next step. And I just kind of get tired of hearing everyone on the internet these days talking about, you know, being their own boss and all that type of stuff. It's like, it's ridiculous. And most people really don't even understand what it's like to be your own boss. You know, I mean, if you don't go out there and produce something, you won't get a paycheck. You can't go to the mailbox and get a check. You know what I'm saying? Being your own boss is tough. You know, having other people work for you, that's a lot of work. And people don't really get that. I see a lot of people try it and get off into it thinking they want more because they want to be their own boss and stuff. They don't even have a clue. They don't even have a clue about how to set up an LLC or a corporation. You know? I mean, you need to learn that type of stuff before you go out and try to be your own boss. You need to learn how to balance a checkbook. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but where the, like, as far as community goes, like, where is the overabundance of OGs trying to drop the game down? It's not a lot, because even the people that will encourage you to do it won't show you a blueprint on how to do it. They won't mentor you to how to do it. They'll tell you how they got it done and give you a tidbit, maybe shoot you a link or a website or here, fill out this form. But no one's really gonna sit there and be like, nah, bro, let me show you. Like how a parent would do with a child. Let me sit you down. We're gonna figure out this problem step by step, and I'm gonna show you how to solve it. But now it's like, a lot of people just, I don't know if it's selfish. I don't know if it's, I don't want you doing better than me. If I teach you my secrets, I don't know what it is. But when it comes to this game, when it comes to success, like you mentioned, LLCs and C Corps, all these stuff that sounds like Chinese to some people, we might watch a YouTube video. They might shoot you a link. Here, check this out. Oh, here's someone I follow. Read this book. But no one's really there to like sit there with you when you have questions, when you like a real mentor. The mentors aren't here. The OGs aren't here. The OGs will teach you how to shoot a gun and sell some dope before they ever teach you how to get some real money in your name. They don't give a fuck about that shit because they don't want to see you doing better than them. And if they do, they want to take credit for your success. You know, I'm the one that taught them that. If it wasn't for me, he wouldn't even have that. It's just like, what's the point, man? If I get money, I'll try to make sure everyone around me eat, literal and figuratively. I've never gone anywhere to eat and not offer someone food. It might not be a lot, but you can eat. I don't like eating in front of people. And if I come up on a way to get money, I tell everybody how, hey, they hiring over here. This 25 an hour just for 4 hours, but you can hit this real quick or whatever it is. Oh, this happened for me. I'm gonna show you and I'm gonna walk you through it, show you exactly what I did, not just tell you go over there and figure it out. And I think that's the part, because there are a lot of people dropping game that want you to open your mind to things, but they're not ready to navigate you through that shit. They're just like, here's the door to Narnia, walk through, figure it out. I did. But it's like, bro, if you know what to do, like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to ride coattails, but you know what I mean? Let me get under your wing real quick. I'm not asking for nothing other than the knowledge and the know-how, but sometimes people act like that's too much to ask. That's why I fuck with Fred, man, because I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I don't know how everybody feels about this, man, but I'm gonna give you your flowers right now, Fred. Fred is very accessible. He is a very accessible person. If you got a question to ask about anything that he's talking about on or off the show, he will sit there and he will talk to you. He will give you game. I've gotten game from Fred just in the DMs real quick on a post, maybe just a rap song lyric or some shit. He gonna give me some game about it. And there's shit I've gained from Fred just from this YouTube shit that I ain't never learned from no man in my life, older or younger than me. And this is someone just on YouTube that's just like, yo, I got some game to give for free.
Let me tell you.
So
this may be a gem or it may not be for you. I don't know. But when I first got hired at a car lot, I was selling cars, right? I mean, that's like the bottom of the barrel pretty much for at the car lot, besides going to be a porter in the back, right? Well, after being there for a while, I realized I want to move up. I want to be a manager. Well, managers, they were working on computers. I never thought I would ever really need a computer. You understand what I'm saying? But when I got in my mind that I wanted to do that, I knew I had to go and figure out how to, what to do with these computers. So I went to a school. I paid. It was like the first one might have been $75 for the week or something like that, or $95. I can't remember. It was like a week long little certificate where you get a certificate, right? But that's the stuff you have to do. You can't sit around and wait on somebody to give you this game. You need to go and get the education. It may cost you a few dollars, but you heard the phrase before, the game ain't free. You understand what I'm saying? So don't wait on these hustlers or these OGs or whoever they are. Hell, just go and, if you want to learn it, go and find out about at a school, a college or something like that, a technical school or something. Hey, y'all got this little program, because you don't have to sign up and go there for the whole year. You can just get a certificate. They'll teach you the little stuff that you want to know, and then if you want to know more about it, you can pay for another, like a more advanced, class for it. You understand what I'm saying? It's not that expensive. It may have gone up since then. I'm sure it has. So I don't know how much it costs now, but I mean, that's the stuff you could do, man. I got my my son, one of my kids. He's back in Arkansas, and he's working at like a McDonald's or something. And I'm like, okay, well, what's your end goal? He wants to be a manager at McDonald's. Okay, all right. So I look at that and say, he wants to be a manager. Maybe now if he gets to management, then I can ask him what's the next thing. Maybe then all of a sudden he sees a position where he can run 5 or 6 different McDonald's. I don't know. I mean, I've never been in that area, but you just have to build on it, man. It's like math. You understand what I'm saying?
I would lean on the fact that both of y'all are right. Both things can be true. You gotta have that go-getter, can't sit on my hands, can't sit on my ass. And also, information is the greatest highway. I use myself as the example. My business partner gave me the information. We've done some investments together. We've had great conversations. It's wisdom is the application of it. And we all can be smart and intelligent. I look at him, I saw his lifestyle, and I said, hold up. If I save money, if I cut back and put myself in position to get my first property, then I can do it. So simultaneously, both y'all voices are actually active, and I think that's the beauty of it. Along your journey, you're going to get information. And that's why if I hit a lick, I always give it to the people. And a stock. If I genuinely believe a stock is going to hit, I don't say, hey, For $10.99, you get no. Here, make as much money as you want on it. If you got $100, $200, $200,000. Here's a lick. You know, and I think that's the beauty of it, is that when all those cylinders are working, when what you say, Anthony, and what you say, Max, oh, it's a beautiful thing, man. You know, because we're all in search of our alchemy. You understand what I'm saying? And information, and that's why I speak from an absolute perspective on this platform. And I thank you for correcting my word, because I meant to say that, Anthony. What you said is about, like I said, oh, he's the greatest person in the world. No, he's great for giving him a job. I don't know him in his personal life and how well he treats his kids and his wife or girlfriend. But when we can turn this information into perpetuity, whether it's spiritual perpetuity, financial perpetuity, oh man, it is. I mean, I'm trying to find an adjective to describe it, but I can't. It's you know, when you hit a lick, you know, and when you hit it, you gotta own that shit. You know, like you really got to, because these cockroaches, these ants, they move in silence, man. You know, and if you don't dead them, if they're gonna creep up on you, and next thing you know, you got mosquitoes all around you saying, hey, let's go out to dinner, let's go eat this 4,000 calorie meal, let's go spend this $4,000 on some bullshit, let's go spend these 4,000 hours on this bullshit, you know. And those conversations that Mech speak of, and that intentional effort that you speak of, Anthony, if that sustains you and you've turned all of that into wisdom and application, and then those mosquitoes, those ants, they just die. They die off. And that's ultimately where we all want to be. You know, yours may be in Wyoming shooting guns with your kids and building your house. You may want to do other things, but that's ultimately where we want to be, you know. And and you want to own 14 car lots, you know. Max want to own 14 bars. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, if I have peace doing what I'm doing, and Anthony has peace what he's doing, and Max is on his journey of alchemy, he's going to see Anthony, he's going to see Fred, he's going to see Kyle, he's going to see Zoe and Troy, and he's going to be like, shit, yeah, that's that shit. You know what I mean? That's that shit right there. That's why, and I'm gonna speak from personal. Kyle always say, man, why you don't respond to these niggas in his own little way? Nigga, I am really happy. And if I go down that sinkhole, because I have nothing to lose, and I know it, so I stay away from the shit. You know what I mean? I can go as far as I want versus you. I can't lose my job. I won't lose any money. I won't lose my family. And I stay away from this shit, because me going to left keeps me from going straight. The quickest way to anywhere is straight. And that's where I want to be, man. Like, and I hope we all find alchemy. And then, by the way, Alchemist is a great book. Peter Coelho, that's his name. Great book. One of the greatest books ever read. Read it in the Houston airport in one night. Was it IHOP airport? One night read that book. And I was too cheap to get a hotel. Swear to God. And yeah, read it in one night. But yeah, I pray we all get our alchemy. You know what I mean? And that's why I speak in absolute solutions. You know, even if it goes against what I'm doing in my life in the moment, you know, like the absolutist. It's like, don't do the 70% solution. If a water heater goes out on my home, I paid $1,000 and replaced the whole water heater, because I made the mistakes in the past buying $195 water heater. You know, And I'm like, fuck, I gotta go reheat this motherfucker. The shit goes out, it's rusted on the bottom, you know, and I done spent. I don't want to go, so I pay the handyman to go do it, and you know, by the time it's done, I done spent $500 with no warranty. So I'd rather just pay the $750 on the Ream water heater, you know. So
Yeah, I agree with Anthony said, because at the end of the day, oh, that's not me. But at the end of the day, that you know,
I'll mute myself. That's Anthony though. I know it is.
But at the end of the day, every
Okay.
man is responsible for their own shit. You know what I mean? So it's not like looking for a handout or nothing, because everyone's responsible. Get up off your ass and go get it how you live. You know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, when people act like they rocking with you or act like they want you to do better, but they don't really, like, yes, they're kind of just saving face. That's the shit I'm talking about. Like, I agree 100%, because everything that's ever happened in my life is my fault. That's how I look at it, good or bad, however it is, you know. Even if I was a particular victim in a situation, it's still my fault for being in the situation to become a victim. So at the end of the day, it's like, I 100% agree. You got to go get it on your own. But it's always easier when there's someone there to teach you. That's why schools have teachers. They don't just give you books and tell you to read the shit and learn it yourself. It's always easier when someone knows what the fuck they're talking about, the ins and outs, the shit the book don't teach you, the lessons that books will never teach you. You gotta learn from people. So it's like it is a perfect, like you said, the alchemy, a perfect mix of both. You know, you gotta have both wisdoms with you. But right now, I feel like in this generation, we don't have a lot of OGs teaching us anything except for negative shit. And then the celebrities we have and the limelight and the superstars we have, they ain't teaching this shit either. Like, ever. Like, all these rappers and ball players and shit. Like, I mean, Shaq might give you some game here and there. I know he drops shit here and there, but like the average even celebrity they're not gonna teach you shit, bro. So it's like, where do we get it from? Because even in school now, the teachers barely teach you shit. They're reading the shit out the book, and you're reading along. And then you ask them a question, they're like, hold on, let me see the book. Like, bitch, I thought you was a professor in this shit. You should know this shit off the top of your head, bro. Like, I can read the book. Give me your book. I'll read this shit right now. I'll learn everything you know. Like, that's why in school it's hard for me. When I seen teachers like that and I ask them a question on the fly and they say, let me go read the book, like, I can do that myself. So you're not really teaching me shit. You know, but it's the people, like, we all have those people in our life, or most of us have at least one. Maybe it's a coach, maybe it's your grandpa or someone that could tell you something off the fly. Now, this how you, let me tell you, ooh, it's like, ooh, that knowledge is more valuable than any book could teach you. You might still need to do, you know, learn the shit book way. You know, if you have a job, you gotta do shit. But it's always easier to learn from somebody. If you learn how to fix a car, yeah, YouTube is cool. The YouTube videos help a lot, but that's a person teaching you. But when you just look at the fucking blueprint diagram, that shit's hard as fuck to figure out. You know what I'm saying? Even if it is specified on what tool you need, what nut goes where. Nah, I need someone to teach me how to do this hands-on, man. I'm a hands-on kind of guy, but everybody has a different learning style. So, you know, I don't know. But I'm about to slide off this Fred.
We
I know
about to
you
get
guys
out of here anyway, man. Any final words?
man. All right, man. Just love for everybody. I'm actually very happy tonight that we was able to have all this time with nobody's killing nobody. You feel me? Like, it was a beautiful conversation tonight. No arguments, no bullshit, and just much love, man. Thank you for the safe place.
Right.
All right.
Oh, well, Max is gone. Anthony, go ahead. Any final words, Anthony?
No, man. Just
Yeah,
I would just say I would just say that the only thing I would, as far as tonight and this conversation, is I just wish people would stop putting so much emphasis on money, you know, making people good. I mean, I'm not saying that anyone on here necessarily said that, but it's just all over YouTube and it's all over in our communities, you know, like the more money you have, the better you are, you know, and it's just not true, you know, because everybody's not going to be the same with that money anyway. You know, look at most of the people who they look up to that have the money. I mean, they're just not good people, most of them. We talk about them every night, from the boxers to the rappers, the R&B singers, or whoever.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yeah.
So in addition to the financial currencies, you got to have the integrity equities to go along with it. And yeah, for sure. You know, and that's why you see men like Bob Johnson and other men who are investing and giving back with high levels of integrity to Ben Carson's. I'm sure Barack Obama is doing it. I'm sure many other men are doing it, right? But they moving with a level of integrity, you know, and that's beautiful to see. LeBron James, you know, I admire LeBron. I don't know how he does it. I mean, he needs to write a book on this shit. How he 20 years in the NBA. I'm serious, man. Only thing I don't like how the Democratic Party uses him and he accepts it. That's it, man. I mean, that's not just it, but man, as a father and being clean, he needs to write a book on that, man.
Yeah, he's got a good circle of people around him, though. You know, good influence. So as long as he keeps that, man, you know, a lot of times that's all you need, because a lot of the people that struggle or fail, you know, it's just because of your circle of influence.
Right. So what you got? Sleep, huh? Kyle, you gone too, huh? Well, we getting out of here, man.
Oh, we
Kyle at work.
Hold on, champ. I need my
ahead,
last
Kyle.
words, though, brother.
Go ahead.
Hey, another great show on a Thursday night. So no shop tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Fred, keep doing what you're doing, man. This is no longer barbershop conversation. This is now race conversations, real life conversations. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to you, Big Fred, man. 110%, my boy. Keep doing what you're doing, man. Hey, and listen, I'm gonna get soft for a second, man. I appreciate everything that you do for me outside of this YouTube shit. A lot of the behind the scenes shit that nobody see, man. I appreciate you, dog.
It's all love. It's all love, man. Yeah, and so y'all know, I am this straightforward in real life. I tell my kids, accountability. You know, and I don't cut no fat, nah, because I know that character is gonna carry them. I don't want my child to be cool. I want them to have character. Character over cool. Character over cool. I'm gonna have Lincoln come in here and say that next week sometime after he played the piano. Character over cool. He gonna say it. And raise your kids with character, man. You know, it's I was playing both sides of the fence in my 20s, man. I was cool. I had character. I never was a gangbanger, never pretended to be. But, you know, I was cool. You know, I was cool Fred. You know, I say cool Kyle, I was cool Fred. And I want your 19-year-old to get it far quicker than I did, man. You know, buy your house at 25, 23. You know, what's up, people? It's important, man. My home was the cornerstone of my wealth, man. I ain't lying.
People Hernandez.
You get the highest percentage and you get the lowest interest rates on your primary residence, man. When you want a HELOC or you want a refi or, you know, a HELOC. Excuse me, people call it HELOC, you know. Yeah, so home equity line of credit. I've leveraged my home so many times, man. You know, I may never pay off my house. I'll pay off my properties, but I may never pay off my primary residence because I can get the most money from the bank. It's the reason why, because it's the lowest risk. You don't want to live on the street, right? People would give up a residential property before they would give up their primary residence, according to the banks. I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all coming through. I see y'all Sundays. No boxing this week. Who's boxing this weekend, dog? I don't know. I don't know no fights this weekend. So we got college football, dog. I'm cool with it. College football, NFL. I'm happy with it. Love y'all, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow, man.